I raise dinosaurs in the apocalypse. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 126 Lin Kong, Betrayal. I have been working hard to learn how to cook, so can you give me another chance? Mirongjing asked sincerely, holding Lin Kong's hand. She didn't expect that she would meet Lin Kong again when the end of the world came. Moreover, Lin Kong became her subordinate. Seeing Lin Kong's broken arm and the lost spiritual beads, Mirongjing secretly decided to get rid of the people who hurt him with her own hands. In her heart, she still liked Lin Kong. Even if Lin Kong did something to betray the president, Mirongjing helped to cover it up. Therefore, the promise she made before was true. Of course, she would not kill Lin Kong. Are you serious? It's the end of the world, and you are still in love? Lin Kong looked alert. I dumped this woman casually at the beginning, and this woman must be very angry. So now, she must be playing with me. After I believe her, she will hit me hard and kill me in 1 second. Humphrey, I won't be fooled. Since you don't believe me, then, now that she has confessed her identity, Mirongjing no longer has any concerns. No matter what, she will not let Lin Kong go. Before the end of the world, he could get rid of her. But now, the end of the world has come, and there are zombies everywhere. She has enough time to make Lin Kong change his mind. Mirongjing pressed her palm on her abdomen. With a flash of white light, 2 spiritual beads floated out. Holding the 2 spiritual beads, Mirongjing placed them in Lin Kong's hand. Kong, I am willing to give these beads to you for safekeeping, life or death. It's up to you. Lin Kong took the spiritual beads with trembling hands. He was stunned for a long time and couldn't speak. His heart was full of doubts. Damn, is this woman sick? She actually gave her life to me. Does she really like me? No way. Am I so likable? This is not a conspiracy, right? After thinking for a long time, Lin Kong finally asked, then, when making stir-fried pork with peppers, should we stir-fry the meat first or the peppers first? Should we put the salt in after the vegetables are cooked, or should we put it in first? After thinking for a long time, Lin Kong decided to start with the food. Mirongjing knew nothing about cooking at the beginning. If she had really learned how to cook, she would be able to answer these questions. Of course, when making stir-fried pork with peppers, we put the meat in first. Fry the fresh meat in hot oil, and then put the peppers in. Salt is naturally put in last, because adding salt too early will cause the iodine in it to be released. If people do not eat iodine, they will easily get goiter. Mirongjing talked eloquently, and her words were well-reasoned and clear. After listening, Lin Kong believed Mirongjing in his heart. He asked, You really learned to cook for me? Really? I learned it from my nanny. But I hadn't learned it for a few days before the zombie crisis broke out, so my cooking skills are not that good now. But I will try my best. Mirongjing answered seriously. Looking at Mirongjing's clear eyes, Lin Kong looked down at the 2 spiritual beads in his palm. To be honest, even if Mirongjing gave the spiritual beads to Lin Kong would not trust Mirongjing 100%. But now, when he heard that a girl was willing to learn to cook for him, Lin Kong was instantly moved. He handed the spiritual beads to Mirongjing. Okay, I believe you. Lin Kong decided that even if Mirongjing lied to him, he would admit defeat. Then are you willing to give me another chance? Mirongjing took the spiritual beads and asked happily. That depends on your performance. Lin Kong pouted. Then, the 2 continued to chat for a while. Finally, Lin Kong told Mirongjing about Lin Kong. That day, I was tracking down the meteorite fragments and came to a remote village. The original text is available at 6:9. There, I met a guy who raised dinosaurs. There was also a girl who cooked very delicious dishes. Then, Lin Kong told Mirongjing everything that happened in Juicy Village without hiding anything. When she heard that Lin Kong cut off Lin Kong's arm with a trick, Mirongjing seemed very angry. This guy who raised dinosaurs is really insidious. I must cut off his arms. When she heard that Lin Kong defeated Lin Kong by throwing dinosaurs, Mirongjing said angrily, Humphrey, I want the teeth of this Tyrannosaurus Rex to be smashed one by one. Then she heard Lin Kong interrogating Lin Kong, testing Lin Kong in the river in La County, and so on. When she heard everything, with a snap, the water cup was crushed by Mirongjing's bare hands. She gnashed her teeth and said, I must kill this despicable villain, so that I can vent your anger. Lin Kong thought of his own experience and couldn't help feeling wronged. Yes, that's right, not only do we have to kill him, but we also have to wash and peel his Tyrannosaurus Rex and Triceratops, sprinkle them with seasonings, and then roast them on the fire. By the way, King Feng, after we kill the dinosaur breeder, we have to go to Orange Village to kill his relatives to silence them. Is there any problem with this? Of course. No problem. Lin Kong hesitated for a moment, because he was a little reluctant to silence Yi Xiaogo, who had superb cooking skills, but in the end, he agreed with Mirongjing's opinion. Since he had Mirongjing as team leader to protect him, his life would definitely be smooth sailing in the future. At that time, he could just find a skilled chef to cook for him. Why bother with Yi Xiaogo? Just kill him. Then, tell me about the strength of the dinosaur breeder so that I can make a plan of action against him. Although Mirongjing was infatuated with Lin Kong like a silly woman, she was not a fool in terms of her behavior. On the contrary, she was a highly skilled combat expert. She knew very well that collecting intelligence about the opponent was the most important part of a battle. Okay, the dinosaur breeder is a cautious person. He seems to have left me some tricks. What I know now is that his Tyrannosaurus Rex is fast, has sharp teeth, and can spit fire from its eyes. Since he had already confirmed that he had betrayed Lin Kong, Lin Kong wholeheartedly told Mirongjing everything he knew. Mirongjing also quickly took some paper and pen and quickly recorded the precious information provided by Lin Kong one by one. After a little sorting and analysis, very good, King Feng, the information you provided is very useful. I already have a general idea of the battle in my mind, Mirongjing said, but frowned. Lin Kong saw this and couldn't help asking, don't you already have a battle plan? Why do you still look so sad? Chapter 127. The storm is coming. I'm thinking, how can I get your aura bead back? Mirongjing turned the pen on her fingertips, frowning and thinking. The aura bead is related to Lin Kong's life, and no mistakes are allowed. Mirongjing must come up with a foolproof plan to get the aura bead back from Lin Kong. The guy who raises dinosaurs is very cautious. He probably won't give the aura bead back to me easily. Lin Kong also touched his chin and thought hard. King Feng, you are injured. You should go to sleep first. Leave this kind of thing to me. Mirongjing looked at Lin Kong's scarred body with heartache and advised with concern. Well, okay. In terms of IQ, Lin Kong is naturally not as good as Mirongjing, the team leader of soldiers. He touched his itchy broken arm and found that it had begun to grow flesh. Probably in a few days, his arm will grow back. Indeed, he needs enough sleep to let his body recover from the injury. Lin Kong did not act pretentiously and fell asleep on the bed. As for Mirongjing, she was on the table, holding a pen and scribbling on paper, studying various plans. With the roars of the mutant zombies on the ground, Mirongjing kept thinking until late at night, and finally came up with a few better methods. Coincidentally, the candle also burned to the end. There was only one bed in the basement, and Lin Kong was a wounded person, so he had to sleep on it. So Mirongjing fell asleep on the table. As the candle went out, the basement fell into silence. At the same time, in the freezer behind the cafeteria, Lin Kong was guarding the Tyrannosaurus Rex's freezer. Sure enough, after being strengthened by dinosaur possession, Lin Kong found that he was not sleepy at all. He was in good spirits. Lin Kong didn't realize that a crisis was about to come. He took out a watermelon knife, roasted it with an alcohol lamp, and prepared to do some small experiments on his body. Untie the liquid dragon armor on the palm of his hand, and gently cut a small cut on the palm with the blade of the watermelon knife. Then, he covered it with liquid dragon armor again. After about 3 or 4 minutes, it's a bit itchy. He took his palm and looked at it. In just a few minutes, the wound on it had healed. Moreover, there was an itchy feeling coming from the wound. Obviously, The wound had begun to grow flesh. Such an amazing recovery speed is almost comparable to that of a new human at level 2. Dinosaur possession is worthy of being an SS level skill. It is good at defense, attack, and treatment. It is simply an almighty magic skill. The body's healing ability has been tested. Next, let's continue to exercise the control of the 7 black balls. Lin Kong summoned the 7 black balls from the cracks in the 7 black eggs. So far, the upper limit of the number of times the 7 black balls can use the skill, 7 black freeze, is 16 times. Although the skill effect is powerful, the number of times is limited. Lin Kong cannot use it indiscriminately. It can only be used at critical moments. Therefore, once encountering many powerful enemies, if 7 black freeze is used up at once, Lin Kong must come up with other means of attack. Presumably, the 7 black balls, which can be controlled at will, are also quite powerful, as they can easily freeze people into ice sculptures. As long as they are controlled properly, the 7 black balls can attack the enemy's eyes, blocking the enemy's sight and exposing the enemy's flaws. Swish, swish, swish. Lin Kong kept issuing commands to the 7 black balls, letting them fly around in the air. Continuous training made Lin Kong's connection with the 7 black balls closer, and the accuracy of the 7 black balls was gradually improving. In this way, Lin Kong relied on his strong physical fitness after the dinosaur possession to exercise his control over the 7 black balls until dawn. After a night, the 9 level 1 new humans in the freezer continued to condense the spiritual beads. Combined with the computer display next to the freezer, they can all condense successfully around noon. As for the Tyrannosaurus Rex with a stronger physique, although it entered the freezer later than these level 1 new humans, it can come out faster than them. After the observation, Zi Wang flattered Lin Kong at the right time. It will probably take another 2 or 3 hours for the Tyrannosaurus Rex's spiritual energy beads to be successfully condensed. Brother Lin Kong, your dinosaur is really amazing. After all, Lin Kong is the most powerful existence here. Killing a level 2 mutant zombie is as easy as drinking water and eating. Therefore, Zi Wang had to please Lin Kong. Besides, there are all kinds of mutant zombies wandering outside. Only with Lin Kong's dinosaurs, Zi Wang and his team have a chance to get out of this freezer and take the gathering place back from the zombies. Seeing that the Tyrannosaurus Rex is successfully condensing the spiritual energy beads, Lin Kong's heart is relieved. He touched his stomach. Because of a night of continuous training, Lin Kong found that he was already hungry. Read the original text at LU number 9/. He asked Zi Wang, "Well, I see. I'm a little hungry. Do you have anything to eat in the morning?" "We have a lot of food stored in our refrigerator, basically all the usual food. Fried dough sticks, soy milk, steamed buns, potato chips and bread etc. What do you want to eat, Brother Lin Kong?" "Just order," Zi Wang said with a smile on his face. He mentioned a lot of food, which made the people who just woke up swallow their saliva. Now, it's the end of the world. People can even fight for a piece of moldy bread or a chocolate that fell on the ground and was covered with dust. As a result, Zi Wang mentioned so many edible things, allowing Lin Kong to choose. It makes people feel as if it is a peaceful time with abundant food. Of course, these foods are only available to Lin Kong and Zi Wang. Other ordinary men can only eat food such as compressed biscuits. As for the family of 3 who used the earth wall to block their companions, they can't even eat compressed biscuits, and can only get some expired bread. However, even if it was expired bread, they still enjoyed it. At least, expired bread tasted much better than those bitter grass roots and leaves. At least, they could still eat their fill here. Let's cook winter melon porridge, and add 4 poached eggs. Lin Kong didn't really care about anything, as long as he could eat his fill, so he thought of a white porridge related to winter melon. As for the poached eggs, they were to supplement some nutrition. "Okay, no problem." Zi Wang immediately turned around and told the chefs to start cooking porridge and boiled eggs. With a special chef, the meal was ready quickly. While Lin Kong was eating a hearty breakfast, in the basement on the other side, Lin Kong was eating canned pork with biscuits with Murong Jing. After a night of recovery, Lin Kong could walk freely. A lot of feathers on his wings had grown back. A small section of the arm also grew out of the wound at the shoulder of the broken arm. Everything was moving in a good direction. Lin Kong chewed a piece of pork and asked, Jingjing, when are you going to start? Over the night. Lin Kong called Mirangjing more intimately. Mirangjing took a bite of the biscuit and replied, in order to avoid any more trouble, let's start after breakfast. Chapter 128. How to walk on a pile of corpses. Squeak. The wooden board leading from the basement to the first floor was lifted. Lin Kong climbed up from the basement with Mirangjing. He looked around and found that there were mutant zombies wandering everywhere on the street outside the window. He couldn't help but turn to Mirangjing and ask, Jingjing, where is this place? Why are there so many mutant zombies? Lin Kong's voice was very low, for fear of alarming the mutant zombies. A careful observation of the physical characteristics of the zombies showed that they were basically all level 1 mutant zombies, but there were too many of them. Once one was alarmed, it was likely that a large number of zombies would surround them. This is the gathering place, behind the student dormitory building E. Mirangjing pointed to a building not far away in front and answered, impossible. How could this be a gathering place? A gathering place shouldn't. Lin Kong's first reaction to hearing Mirangjing's words was to question, but after his careful identification, the questioning words in his mouth froze in his throat. Looking at the familiar buildings around, Lin Kong found that this was indeed a university school that served as a gathering place. But why did it suddenly become like this? How come there are so many mutant zombies in the gathering place? Lin Kong's face showed an expression of disbelief. Usually, on the main road, among a bunch of ordinary zombies, only 1 or 2 mutant zombies will be born, and in the gathering place in front of him, looking around, damn, there are mutant zombies with white eyes everywhere. Mutated zombies are like worthless cabbages, scattered all over the street. After a careful search, there is not even a single ordinary zombie. Lin Kong couldn't help but wonder, what happened outside when he fainted? Why are there powerful mutant zombies everywhere, while weak ordinary zombies have become rare items? With so many mutant zombies, are all of the people in the gathering place dead? Mirangjing explained to Lin Kong in a low voice everything that happened yesterday afternoon. It may be related to the bombardment you suffered. The sound of the explosion was so loud that it attracted the attention of Huge Corpse. The ability of this Huge Corpse is likely to be able to strengthen ordinary zombies. So, fortunately, when the zombie tide came, Mirangjing was healing Lin Kong in the basement, so he was not discovered by the mutant zombies and escaped. After listening to Mirangjing's detailed explanation, Lin Kong's eyes widened and he couldn't help but gasp, oh my god. The Huge Corpse, you mentioned, is it the kind of scary zombie that can control zombies? Yes, only Huge Corpse can summon such a dense zombie tide. Mirangjing affirmed Lin Kong's words. Lin Kong swallowed hard and asked, then, wouldn't this gathering place become a dead city? Yesterday's zombie tide came too suddenly. Moreover, most of the level 2 masters in the gathering place had already been killed by the 2 level 3 twin zombies. Therefore, the people in the gathering place have no power to resist at all, and it is estimated that most of them are dead. Mirangjing answered, with a hint of sadness in her tone, she is a member of the president, and the president's dream is to save the world. Mirangjing's dream is the same. Seeing that a good gathering place was suddenly destroyed, she naturally hated the hateful zombies in her heart and felt sad for those who died. The end of the world is coming, and zombies are coming. Only the Chosen One can save the world from the zombies. Mirangjing firmly believes that the president of the Salvation Chamber of Commerce is the Chosen One, and only he can resolve this terrible zombie catastrophe. Therefore, when she learned from Lin Kong that Lin Kong wanted to rescue his mother from the laboratory, Mirangjing decided to get rid of Lin Kong. Not allowed, not allowed, absolutely not allowed anyone to destroy the president's great plan to save the world. But, there are so many zombies outside, how can we find Lin Kong? Lin Kong touched his head and asked distressedly. His injuries have not recovered yet, and he can only maintain normal walking and running. He can't fly with wings at all. Once he goes out, Lin Kong will be torn to pieces by the mutant zombies that rush over. Don't worry, These zombies have low IQs. I have already thought of a way to walk safely outside. Murong Jing showed Lin Kong a playful smile, and a cute dimple appeared on her face. The sense of smell and hearing of mutant zombies have been greatly enhanced. What is your method? Is it reliable? Lin Kong looked at Murong Jing's smile and for a moment forgot Murong Jing's identity as the leader of the soldiers, thinking that she couldn't think of a good way at all. In fact, this method has been widely popularized by experts in the gathering place. Didn't you listen carefully? The original text is available at 6:9. Murong Jing gave Lin Kong a blank look. Then, she turned around and searched in the cabinet in the corner. Why can't I remember it? Lin Kong tried hard to recall, but he didn't find a way to walk safely among the zombies. However, when he saw the 2 raincoats and 2 motorcycle helmets that Murong Jing found, he opened his mouth and suddenly realized, oh, I remember it. It turned out to be that disgusting method. Lin Kong finally remembered the method of not being discovered in the zombie group. However, that method was too disgusting, so Lin Kong didn't deliberately remember it before. This method is exactly the same as the method that Lin Kong used when he went downstairs to fight the jumping zombie in Orange Village. Come on, Kong, let me help you put it on. Lin Kong's arms have not grown out completely, so Murong Jing stepped forward and suggested. Lin Kong did not refuse. He folded his wings on both sides of his body. Then, Murong Jing put an extra large raincoat on Lin Kong. He also carefully put on a motorcycle helmet for Lin Kong. Seeing Murong Jing helping him put on his clothes, Lin Kong felt warm in his heart, thinking in his mind, Jing, what a gentle and considerate girl. If she could cook at the beginning, I would have stayed with her forever. After a while, both of them were dressed. After the protective work was completed, the next step was to smear the dirty blood and internal organs of a dead body on the body to cover the breath of the living. Kong, you stay in the room, I'll get a corpse, Murong Jing ordered. Lin Kong did not pretend. He knew that his combat power was too low and he could not help much. When a nearby, big hand zombie walked away, click a slide door lock unlocking sound was heard. Murong Jing did not open the door immediately. She carefully observed the reactions of the zombies around her. Great, no zombies are paying attention here, we can go out. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 129 Murong Jing's Superpowers. By the way, what is Jing's superpower? Watching Murong Jing walk out on tiptoe, Lin Kong suddenly thought of an important question. In the past, as a member of the team, Lin Kong could only roughly infer that Murong Jing's strength was at the peak of level 2 through the eyes of team leader of soldiers Murong Jing. However, he had never seen Murong Jing's superpower. However, since Murong Jing was favored by the president and took the important position of team leader, her superpower must be extremely abnormal and powerful. Lin Kong estimated that Murong Jing's superpower was at least S level, or even SS level. However, when Murong Jing showed her ability, Lin Kong was stunned. He didn't expect that Murong Jing's superpower was like that even if he racked his brains. There were more than a dozen level 1 mutant zombies wandering outside this 2-story building. After Murong Jing went out, he tried his best to hold his breath to prevent his breath from being smelled by the zombies. She roughly observed the distribution of zombies. There were 2 or 3 zombies close together, and there were also zombies standing alone in a daze. However, they were all close together. Once an attack was launched on one of the zombies, the other zombies would definitely find it. Murong Jing thought for a while and came up with a solution. She picked up a stone and threw it at the window of the house on the other side of the street. The glass was shattered and fell down with a crash. The mutant zombies turned their heads one after another. The ones with quick reactions rushed over quickly, while the ones with slow reactions did not take it seriously and moved slowly. Because the zombies' reactions varied in size, several zombies with poor hearing were even standing there in a daze. Got it. Murong Jing took a fancy to a bald zombie not far away. It was constantly banging its head against the wall and did not notice the shattered window at all. Therefore, it can be moved. Swish. Murong-Jing drew out the Nepalese saber from her waist. This saber was quite sharp and was given to Murong-Jing by the president. Holding the Nepali saber in her right hand, Murong-Jing crouched and quietly came behind the bald zombie. As a master at the peak of level 2, her lung capacity became quite amazing. Therefore, she did not exhale during the whole action. The bald zombie that kept hitting the wall naturally did not notice Murong-Jing behind him. Lin Kong in the room also held his breath. He watched Murong-Jing's actions nervously. Originally, things were going very smoothly. Murong-Jing had already placed the Nepali saber on the neck of the bald zombie. Puff, the head was cut off. When Murong-Jing was about to carry the bald zombie back, a jumping zombie suddenly came from the corner. This jumping zombie was probably attracted by the sound of the bald zombie hitting the wall with its head. When it saw Murong-Jing in a raincoat, it immediately stretched its neck and wanted to scream excitedly. Oops! If this jumping zombie makes a strange noise, it will definitely attract the attention of other zombies. Once other zombies notice me, the consequences will be disastrous. I must stop it. Buzz buzz. In order to ensure the killing of the jumping zombie, Murong-Jing used her own spiritual energy. Strands of spiritual energy, like a school of happy fish in the water, swam out from her danshan in her abdomen at a rapid speed. Dozens of spiritual energy were divided into two waves. One wave rushed to Murong-Jing's right foot. The powerful right foot stepped on the ground, causing Murong-Jing's body to rush towards the jumping zombie, like lightning. The other wave of white spiritual energy rushed to Murong-Jing's right hand. Superpower, Vajrablade. Activate. The Nepalese army knife instantly turned golden. With the blessing of Vajrablade, the Nepalese army knife is even sharper. Puchy. The original text is available at Liu number 9 at book/bar. Like Bokin Tofu, the tip of the knife stabbed directly into the zombie's brain from the chin of the jumping zombie. A fatal blow. The crisis was resolved. After killing the jumping zombie, the golden light on the Nepalese army knife disappeared immediately. After gently putting the jumping zombie on the ground, Murong-Jing carried the bald zombie just now and quickly returned to the small building. At this time, Lin Kong's eyes were slightly disappointed, because he found that Murong-Jing's superpower was actually inconspicuous, not abnormal at all, and rated as B level. Vajrablade. As a member of the team, Lin Kong all have S-level superpowers, but Murong-Jing, who is the team leader of soldiers, has only B-level superpowers. Lin Kong is 2 levels behind. Back in Orange Village, Jin Bang's superpower was also Vajrablade. At that time, Lin Kong only had one Tyrannosaurus Rex. With only a Tyrannosaurus Rex, Lin Kong was able to take out the Golden Tyrant Emperor in just a few moves. Although Murong-Jing was at the peak of level 2, the superpower of King Kong Blade was too much of a drag under Lin Kong's many strange dinosaurs. Seeing Lin Kong motionless, Murong-Jing ripped open the bald zombie and urged, "Kong, what are you doing? Hurry up and smear this dirty blood on your body. Do you think this method is disgusting?" "No, Lin Kong squatted down, scooped up some of the zombie's dirty blood, smeared it on his raincoat, and hesitated to speak. "What's wrong with you?" Murong-Jing asked in confusion. Lin Kong picked up the shriveled heart of the bald zombie, sighed and said, "Alas, I'm worried that you can't beat Lin Kong who raises dinosaurs, because your superpowers are really too bad." Hearing Lin Kong's concerns, Murong-Jing smiled. "Oh, so you are worried about this?" "Indeed, my superpowers are not outstanding, but the president has personally instructed me." The president's use of superpowers and understanding of spiritual energy far exceeds those of ordinary new humans. "So, don't worry, I can definitely defeat the dinosaur owner." "Did the president instruct you?" "Yes, don't forget that I can be the leader of the meteorite team. As a person trusted by the president, I will naturally be cultivated as a priority," Murong-Jing said proudly while hanging a section of the bald arm around her neck. From Murong-Jing's eyes, Lin Kong could see that Murong-Jing admired and respected the president very much. However, Lin Kong didn't have any feelings for the president. Seeing Mirangjing's confident look, Lin Kong had no choice but to believe her. "Well, that's fine. If there's anything you need my help with, just tell me." Mirangjing nodded. Soon, the two of them had finished their disguises. "Let's go." Chapter 130. It seems to be raining. Mirangjing was in front, Lin Kong was behind. They walked out of the small building in a swaggering manner, with the smell of rotten meat and dirty blood on their bodies. They didn't have to hold their breath. A giant hand zombie passed by them with a dong-dong. Turning around, seeing Mirangjing wearing a motorcycle helmet, the giant hand zombie glanced at Mirangjing in confusion, but when it smelled the familiar stench of corpse on Mirangjing, it turned its head away and continued to wander aimlessly. Even though the mutant zombies are much stronger than ordinary zombies, their IQ is still greatly flawed. Therefore, Mirangjing and Lin Kong walked smoothly among the many zombies. Because there was a spiritual bead on Lin Kong's body, Lin Kong could easily lock Lin Kong's position. In the cafeteria, under Lin Kong's guidance, Mirangjing slowly approached the cafeteria. After walking for a while, Lin Kong suddenly found that the brightness around him seemed to be dimming. He looked up. Dark clouds were gathering in the sky. Lin Kong frowned and reminded Jing, "It seems to be raining. Once it rains, the dirty blood on their bodies will be washed away, and then the mutant zombies will discover their true identities." Mirangjing also looked up at the sky. Raining will indeed make the situation worse, but it is not impossible to solve it. She thought of a very simple solution. "It doesn't matter, let's go to the dormitory over there to find 2 umbrellas." "Oh, that's right, I didn't even think of such an easy way." Lin Kong suddenly realized, it's raining, so why not just cover it with an umbrella? Umbrellas are commonly used items. The two entered the dormitory building and searched casually, and found 2 black folding umbrellas. "Hold them in your hands to prepare for future troubles." The two continued to move towards the cafeteria. While walking, Mirangjing discussed with Lin Kong the battle plan she came up with last night. Hearing Mirangjing's plan, Lin Kong agreed repeatedly. In the freezer of the cafeteria, Sun Aixin and his wife, Li Minutes and others are still in the sleeping state of evolution. After a night of recovery, the unconscious Wu Feigen observed his wounds and found that most of them were almost healed. Seeing his snoring, Lin Kong did not wake him up. After breakfast, Lin Kong continued to sit next to the Tyrannosaurus Rex's freezer. "I wonder how Lin Kong is doing." Lin Kong touched the spiritual energy bead in his arms and thought worriedly. According to Zi Wang's story, Lin Kong was hit by a tank shell and fell, and an unknown master rescued him. Who could this mysterious master be? After a little thought, Lin Kong guessed that it was the team leader who saved Lin Kong, because, as soon as Lin Kong came to the gathering place, he contacted the team leader. Assuming that the team leader was at the gathering place, Zi Wang mobilized tanks to bombard Lin Kong, which was so noisy. The team leader would definitely go to check on Lin Kong's situation as soon as possible if he was not deaf. Besides, the only level 2 masters left in the gathering place were Zi Wang and Goof. According to the analysis of the situation at that time, anyone who dared to save Lin Kong would be an enemy of Zi Wang and his team. Then, it is enough to infer that the mysterious man who rescued Lin Kong was the leader of the meteorite team. With the leader's strength, he should be able to survive the corpse tide. Thinking of this, Lin Kong's mouth curled up with a smile. "Next, my goal is to find this team leader and force him to tell the whereabouts of the laboratory." "So, how can I find this team leader?" While Lin Kong was thinking with his eyes rolling, Zi Wang came over. He handed over a teacup filled with warm water and asked with a smile, "Brother Lin Kong, facing this corpse tide, what are you going to do in the future?" Lin Kong took the teacup and did not drink it immediately. He saw Zi Wang's eyes and suddenly had an idea. With the help of Zi Wang's perspective eyes, he could use a carpet search method to directly find the remaining living people in the gathering place. Wouldn't it be fine? Anyone who can survive, as long as they are strong and are with Lin Kong, is most likely the team leader he is looking for. Seeing Lin Kong's bright eyes, Zi Wang thought that Lin Kong had thought of a good way to deal with the zombie tide. The original text is available at Liu number 9 /. Why? Do you have an idea? Lin Kong shook his head. No. Lin Kong did not rush to express his thoughts. He looked at Zi Wang's expression and found that Zi Wang seemed to want to say something. So, he held the teacup and waited for Zi Wang to speak. Sure enough, Zi Wang smiled and suggested, "Since you don't have any ideas, I do have one. There are too many zombies, and it's impossible to clean them up. However, we can clear a safe space around the cafeteria. With your ability, it shouldn't be a problem to clear out some of the zombies around here." After hearing Zi Wang's proposal, Lin Kong shook the teacup, but still didn't drink the boiled water in the teacup. He asked, "Why do we need to clear a safe space?" "With a safe place as a buffer, if something unexpected happens, we won't be surrounded by zombies when we escape. At present, the entire cafeteria is almost full of all kinds of mutant zombies. If an accident happens, everyone will be surrounded by all kinds of zombies as soon as they escape from the cafeteria, because zombies will scream when they see people. As long as one person is entangled, the zombies' excited screams will attract more zombies. Once they are trapped in the ocean of mutant zombies, death will be waiting for everyone." "Well, that makes sense." "I agree." Lin Kong thought for a moment, and finally drank the boiled water in the teacup. "This Zi Wang probably won't poison me. After all, my fighting power is so strong, and he still needs me very much now." Thinking of this, Lin Kong drank the water that Zi Wang brought. Then, he led the topic to the Salvation Chamber of Commerce. "By the way, do you know the meteorite group?" Zi Wang was confused by the question. "Meteorite group? I don't know. What is this?" Although Zi Wang is the cultivation research expert of the Salvation Chamber of Commerce, from his expression, it seems that Zi Wang has no idea what the meteorite group is. Sure enough, as Lin Kong said, the meteorite group is a direct service to the president. The people in the Salvation Chamber of Commerce don't know the existence of this mysterious group at all. Since Zi Wang doesn't know the existence of the meteorite group, he certainly doesn't know the leader. Therefore, Zi Wang can use the perspective eye to help Lin Kong search for the leader. So, Lin Kong told Zi Wang his thoughts. "It's okay if you don't know. How about this? If you do me a favor, I will help you clean up all the zombies around you." Chapter 131 Lin Kong's speculation. "Brother Lin Kong, you mean to use your perspective eyes to search the entire gathering place? Haha, you are not kidding." After listening to Lin Kong's idea, Zi Wang asked hesitantly. The entire gathering place has been filled with mutant zombies, but now Lin Kong asked him to conduct a carpet search. First of all, Zi Wang's perspective eyes have an effective range of 40 meters in radius, with him as the center of the circle. In other words, Zi Wang can only see through obstacles 40 meters away at most. If he wants to conduct a carpet search, he will have to walk through this gathering place. Looking for a person in a pile of mutant zombies is almost the same as seeking death. Lin Kong saw Zi Wang's worry and advised, "I remember you talked about a way to walk safely in a pile of zombies on the radio." After being reminded, Zi Wang immediately remembered the disgusting method of smearing dirty blood on his body. Although that method worked, Zi Wang was still afraid. The mutant zombies on the street were no joke. If they were ordinary zombies, Zi Wang would not be afraid. However, their strength is at least level 1 mutant zombies, while Zi Wang is only at the beginning of level 2. Moreover, Zi Wang's superpower is perspective, which is almost useless for a frontal battle of a small number against a large number. At this time, Lin Kong stood up and patted Zi Wang on the shoulder. "What are you afraid of? I can protect you." Zi Wang looked Lin Kong up and down, saw the 3 sharp horns on the latter's forehead and the solid head shield behind his neck, and thought of the scene of Lin Kong sweeping more than 80 zombies alone yesterday. Okay, let's make a deal first. After I help you find the so-called team leader, you must fulfill your promise and clean up all the zombies around the cafeteria. Zi Wang thought carefully and finally agreed to Lin Kong. Lin Kong fought against the level 2 zombies like cutting melons and vegetables. With his escort, Zi Wang would not be in any danger as long as he did not encounter level 3 zombies. Besides, Zi Wang's perspective ability also has some functions of sensing danger, which can detect powerful enemies in advance. Therefore, the following carpet search should not be a big problem. Lin Kong stretched out his hand. "For me, these zombies around are just some miscellaneous hairs. Not a problem at all. Okay, it's decided. When the Tyrannosaurus rexes or beads are condensed, we will go to the search mission. Yes. Zi Wang also stretched out his hand and shook it with Lin Kong. After the two agreed, Zi Wang went to do other things, while Lin Kong continued to guard the Tyrannosaurus rex. After the Tyrannosaurus rex successfully condensed the beads, its strength will be greatly improved, which will provide great help for the following search operations. After all, the team leader should be a very strong opponent, so it is the best way to be fully prepared. Thinking of the team leader, Lin Kong couldn't help but start thinking about Lan Qingfeng's problem. Now, he is not with Lan Qingfeng, and he can't know whether Lan Qingfeng is really loyal to him. If I were Lan Qingfeng, what would I do? Lin Kong began to think about it from the perspective of Lan Qingfeng. First of all, the relationship between Lan Qingfeng and me is just a forced cooperation relationship. Therefore, if the team leader is strong enough, Lan Qingfeng is very likely to betray me. Besides, the team leader saved Lan Qingfeng's life yesterday. With such a favor, if I were Lan Qingfeng, I would definitely betray Lin Kong decisively. If he has betrayed me now, what will he do next? Lin Kong could only think of the worst and continue to deduce the past. If he betrayed, it was obvious that Lan Qingfeng would work together with the team leader to find a way to deal with me, according to their style of doing things. Because my family and I knew about the meteorite fragments, they would definitely kill my whole family. After thinking about it, Lin Kong finally came to a conclusion. He must not be in trouble, otherwise all his relatives will suffer. The triceratops on his body must not be exposed to the state of dinosaur possession, under any circumstances. After all, as an ordinary person, Lin Kong is too weak, and a mere ordinary bullet can kill him. Therefore, he decided to let the Triceratops enter the freezer to condense the spiritual energy beads after finishing the team leader's affairs. Now it can't be condensed, but as long as the Tyrannosaurus Rex succeeds in condensing the beads, my overall strength can still be greatly improved. Moreover, Lan Qingfeng doesn't know the existence of the 7 black balls, so even if he and the team leader team up to deal with me, I have a strong enough trump card. For the time being, I can't crush it. Lin Kong touched the spiritual energy bead in his arms and whispered to himself, because he couldn't be 100% sure of Lan Qingfeng's betrayal. The original text is available at Liu number 9 at book/bar. Suddenly, Lin Kong thought of another possibility. If Lan Qingfeng and the team leader joined forces, then Lan Qingfeng would definitely rely on his induction of the spiritual energy bead to find me. Once I was discovered by them in advance, they would definitely set a trap for me. Therefore, this spiritual energy bead cannot be placed on me. So, if it is not placed on me, where should it be placed? Lin Kong looked around and observed the freezer. Got it? He decided to hide this bead in the flower pot with 6 green petals. Because Zi Wang had the ability to see through things, Lin Kong was too lazy to hide it from him. With a wave of his hand, Lin Kong called him to his side and told him that the ore bead should be placed in the flower pot. After listening to this, Zi Wang patted his chest and promised that he would never tell anyone else. As long as the ore bead stayed in the flower pot in the freezer, Lan Qingfeng would not be able to sense it in advance when Lin Kong conducted a carpet search later. Everything was ready. Just wait for the Tyrannosaurus Rex to condense its own aura into beads. Lin Kong couldn't help but ask about the time it would take to condense the beads. After Zi Wang checked the computer data next to the freezer, he replied, "About another hour." Well, okay. Lin Kong was still very satisfied with this time. He could still wait for an hour. In general, from yesterday's departure from Juzi village to now, only more than 20 hours have passed. However, what Lin Kong didn't expect was that Lan Qingfeng and soldier team leader Murong Jing were already on their way to the cafeteria. The two came to a place 100 meters away from the cafeteria and stopped. Murong Jing instructed Lan Qingfeng, "According to what we just discussed, you go to the cafeteria to look for Lin Kong, and I will ambush outside." "Okay," Lan Qingfeng answered and walked straight to the cafeteria. "Don't be too nervous, relax," Murong Jing reminded behind him. Lan Qingfeng turned around and smiled at Murong Jing. "Your action plan is so good, I have confidence in you, I won't be nervous." Chapter 132 Break that leg. The important problem facing Murong Jing, How to safely take back Lin King's spiritual energy bead from Lin Kong. If you grab it directly, the spiritual energy bead is too fragile and may be crushed by Lin Kong in the fierce competition. Therefore, you must not grab it by brute force. The plan Mirongjing came up with was, let Lin Kong take the initiative to return it to Lin Kingfeng. The first step of this plan is to let Lin Kingfeng use up all the spiritual energy in his body and cripple his legs. When Lin Kingfeng thought of the first step of Mirongjing's plan, he couldn't help but look down at his legs. Well, should I cripple my right leg or cripple my left leg? Alas, whether it is the left leg or the right leg, I can't bear to cripple it. They work hard to support my body and the two heavy wings, but now, I have crippled one of the legs. However, in order to prevent his life from being controlled by Lin Kong, Lin Kingfeng can only choose one of the legs. At this moment, it is early morning. The red sun, just now ahead, popped up in the valley in the east. There was warm sunlight, shining through the leaves of the tall sycamore trees on the roadside, onto Lin Kingfeng's body. The cool autumn wind in the morning, carrying the unpleasant and foul smell of blood on Lin Kingfeng's body, penetrated into Lin Kingfeng's nose through the gap of his motorcycle helmet. It was really smelly. Looking ahead, 50 meters away, a 3-story wide building appeared at the end of the street. The wide building was painted white, and the sign at the top read the 4 big characters First Canteen. Lin Kingfeng closed his eyes, felt it carefully, and determined that his aura bead was inside the first canteen. Because he was not familiar with the internal structure of the canteen, he did not know the specific location of the aura bead. The canteen was right in front of him, and Lin Kingfeng had to decide whether to cripple one leg, the left leg or the right leg. He had no coins in his pocket, so Lin Kingfeng leaned down and picked an unknown pink wildflower on the roadside. As he picked the petals of the pink wildflowers, he counted silently in his heart, unlucky left leg, unlucky right leg, unlucky left leg, unlucky right leg. Every time he picked a petal, he changed a leg. When he picked the last pink petal, Lin Kingfeng just read unlucky right leg. I'm sorry, brother right leg, it's God's will. I have to wrong you for a while, don't blame me. After Lin Kingfeng apologized to his right leg in his heart, he was ready to break the calf of his right leg with a kick. However, after seeing many mutant zombies on the street, he decided to wait a while before breaking it. After all, if the calf bleeds, the fresh smell of blood may be captured by the mutant zombies with a keen sense of smell. By then, I may not be able to see Lin Kong, and I will be directly overwhelmed by the mutant zombies. Let's keep going. Lin Kingfeng held a rotten thigh dripping with dirty blood in each hand. He walked all the way to the cafeteria, passing by the jumping zombies, the long tongues of the swinging zombies, and the smooth white bones of the bouncing zombies. It was the first time for Lin Kingfeng to come into such close contact with so many types of mutant zombies. In the past, when he saw mutant zombies, he would either kill them directly or turn around and run away. Lin Kingfeng was inevitably a little nervous. After taking a deep breath and calming his heartbeat, Lin Kingfeng looked at the movement towards the cafeteria while approaching slowly. No one was seen guarding the windows of the cafeteria. That's right, with so many mutant zombies outside, no one would dare to guard the windows. Those survivors should be hiding in a corner of the cafeteria with Lin Kong. After a while, Lin Kingfeng arrived at the entrance of the cafeteria. The door is locked. What should I do? Lin Kingfeng tried to push the door, and found that the back of the door was locked tightly. It must be the survivors inside who locked the door. If Lin Kingfeng tried his best, he could kick the door open with one foot, but the problem is that if he kicks it open with a strong kick, it will make a loud noise. There are mutant zombies all around. If they find me kicking the door, they will definitely come over to observe me. By then, they will definitely find out my human identity, which will be terrible. What should I do? Mirongjing did not tell Lin Kingfeng to solve the problem of the locked door. The original text is in Liu number 9/. Lin Kingfeng turned his head and looked at Mirongjing, who was hiding on the rooftop of the building 100 meters away. Mirongjing was using a telescope, staring closely at the situation on Lin Kingfeng's side. It's impossible to go back and ask Mirongjing what to do. Now, Lin Kingfeng can only solve this problem independently. Since the main door is locked, Let's look for other entrances. Lin Kong then walked around the edge of the cafeteria and began to search. He successfully found the back door. The back door was not locked, but through the gap in the middle of the door, it could be seen that there were a lot of heavy objects piled behind the door. With so many heavy objects, Lin Kong couldn't enter from the back door. He couldn't get in through the main door, and he couldn't get in through the back door either. What should he do? Just when Lin Kong was worried, he suddenly heard the sound of a diesel engine running in a building in the distance. When the school's reserve power is insufficient, the computer-controlled engine in the generator room of the gathering place will automatically run to generate electricity, thereby continuing to replenish the reserve power. Since the gathering place still has electricity, Lin Kong looked up and thought of a way. I saw that surveillance cameras were installed in every corner of the cafeteria. After carefully observing the cameras, I found that the red lights of the cameras were still on, which meant that they were performing normal surveillance work. There should be someone among the survivors inside who is always paying attention to the situation outside the cafeteria through the camera. Lin Kong thought so. So, he walked under a camera and waved at it, trying to attract the attention of the staff inside the cafeteria. At the same time, in the freezer of the cafeteria, a staff member responsible for monitoring the situation outside the cafeteria found Lin Kong's abnormal behavior. He immediately trotted to report to Z Wang. Expert Z, it seems that a new type of mutant zombie has come outside. Unlike other zombies, it seems to have the ability to dance. Dancing? Z Wang was stunned when he heard the report from the staff. This was the first time he had seen a mutant zombie that could dance, so he had to observe it very carefully in order to find the weakness of this dancing zombie. However, when Z Wang came to the monitoring station and saw Lin Kong waving his hands, a black line suddenly ran down his forehead. This was not a dancing zombie at all, but a living person. Chapter 133 Entering the Cafeteria. After discovering that there was a living person under the camera, Z Wang turned around and scolded, "You idiot, you can't even tell a human from a zombie. Open your dog eyes and look, it's clearly a living person." Yes, I'm sorry. The staff member in charge of observation apologized repeatedly. To be on the safe side, Z Wang used his perspective eyes to see through the walls and saw Lin Kong outside the cafeteria. Then, after looking through Lin Kong's helmet and seeing Lin Kong's eyes with clear pupils and whites, he found that this was indeed a real living person. Then, that expert Z, should we let him in? After learning that it was a living person, the staff asked cautiously. Z Wang ignored him. After recognizing Lin Kong's face, Z Wang trotted directly to Lin Kong's side. He didn't dare to hide anything about this matter, and honestly reported to Lin Kong the fact that Lin Kong was outside the cafeteria. What? Lin Kong is outside? Lin Kong was also very surprised. He hadn't looked for Lin Kong yet, but Lin Kong actually came to the door on his own initiative. "Come on, take me to see," Lin Kong ordered. Z Wang led Lin Kong to the monitoring station and pointed to his eyes and said, "I just used my perspective eyes to see that the man in the raincoat and helmet is indeed Lin Kong." Lin Kong roughly estimated the height of the person on the screen. Looking at his bloated belly, he was indeed similar to Lin Kong with wings hidden in his belly. Although Lin Kong and I had some small misunderstandings before, as long as you, brother Lin Kong, say a word, I will immediately open the door and let him in. Z Wang first expressed his attitude. After all, in this freezer, Lin Kong is the strongest. Z Wang didn't want to anger the powerful Lin Kong because of Lin Kong's matter. Lin Kong touched his chin and didn't answer Z Wang's words immediately. He thought to himself, why did Lin Kong suddenly come to find me? Did he betray me and go to the team leader? Thinking of the team leader, Lin Kong turned to ask Z Wang, use your perspective to see if there are any living people around. Although Z Wang was a little confused, he did not say it out loud. He used his perspective eyes and slowly looked around the cafeteria. The method of judging a living person is very simple. Just look at his eyes. The eyes of zombies are turbid and unclear. The pupils and whites of human eyes are black and white, very clear. Of course, level 3 zombies cannot be identified in this way. After observing for a while, Z Wang shook his head. There were no other people around. Z Wang, You control the camera first and move it regularly to indicate that we have found him. Okay. Wang controlled the equipment on the monitoring station. Outside the cafeteria, Lin Kong saw the camera above his head nodding up and down, and immediately understood, so he immediately went to the gate and waited. On the way, he broke his right calf with a fierce kick. Suddenly, fresh blood flowed down Lin Kong's trouser legs and dripped onto the road. The autumn wind blew past, and the mutant zombies nearby wrinkled their noses, followed the smell, and slowly moved. In the freezer. Let's go out to greet him. Lin Kong called Wang and Wang's 3 men, and walked out together. There was no living zombie at the door of the freezer. The more than 80 zombie corpses were also carried to a remote corner of the cafeteria by the staff of the freezer to prevent them from blocking the door of the freezer and stinking. Lin Kong and his party came to the back of the cafeteria's door. Through a solid door, Lin Kong looked at Lin Kong, whose body was covered in dirty blood, and he did not open the door immediately. When Lin Kong saw Lin Kong, he immediately greeted him in a low voice. "Brother, I am Kong, let me in quickly." At the same time, he was a little confused, because through the sensing ability, Lin Kong found that his spiritual energy bead was not carried by Lin Kong. After a careful sensing, he found that the spiritual energy bead was somewhere in the cafeteria. Wang, how many zombies are there around? To be on the safe side, Lin Kong decided to check the situation of the zombies nearby before opening the door. There are about 34, most of them are level 1 zombies, and there are only 1 or 2 level 2 zombies, Wang replied after observing for a minute or two. But suddenly, Wang's face changed, and he urgently reminded, "Not good, there are many mutant zombies, and they are approaching this side quickly." The original text is available at 6:9. What's going on? Lin Kong asked in confusion. Without waiting for Wang to answer, Lin Kong rushed to say, "My calf is injured and bleeding, and the smell of blood attracted them here." Hearing Lin Kong's words, Lin Kong found something strange. "Aren't you a level 2 new human? How come you can't even stop bleeding?" "I have used up all the spiritual energy in my body, and my recovery ability has been greatly reduced, so I haven't stopped bleeding yet." Before, Lin Kong had used up all the spiritual energy in his body. It is precisely because the spiritual energy has been used up that the reason for the continuous bleeding in the calf can be reasonably explained. "Brother, please let me in quickly, they are about to surround us." In order to gain Lin Kong's trust, Lin Kong used his trump card. He took out a gray spiritual energy bead. The spiritual energy bead with sufficient energy was originally white. Once the energy is exhausted, the spiritual energy bead will turn gray. Similarly, the spiritual energy in the body of the new human will also change from white to gray once the energy is used up. Wang could see through his perspective eyes that the spiritual energy in Lin Kong's body had all turned into gray spiritual energy, so he nodded and said to Lin Kong, "Lin Kong's spiritual energy is indeed used up, then." "Okay." Lin Kong looked at the surrounding situation again and found that there was nothing unusual, so he gently opened the door and let Lin Kong in. After coming in, Lin Kong had a painful look on his face. He begged Lin Kong, "By the way, big brother, where is my spiritual energy bead? If you give it back to me, the bleeding on my leg will stop." Of course, Lin Kong did not go back to get the spiritual energy bead immediately. He first closed the door, and then asked with a vigilant face, "Why did you come here alone? Is there no one else with you?" "Originally, there were 2 of us, but..." Lin Kong was halfway through his speech when he looked around at Wang and his 3 men. Lin Kong understood what Lin Kong meant and dismissed Wang. Wang returned to the freezer, and at the door, only Lin Kong and Lin Kong were left. Lin Kong then explained to Lin Kong about the team leader. Of course, he did not tell Lin Kong the truth. According to the set of words Mirongjing had thought of in advance, Lin Kong told Lin Kong. Chapter 134 Mirongjing, Attack. In order to gain Lin Kong's trust, Lin Kong explained, "It's like this, after I was hit by Wang's tank, I fell on the street of the South Gate. It was the team leader who saved me. Not long after I woke up, I encountered a zombie tide. In order to escape, the team leader was seriously injured by 7 or 8 level 2 mutant zombies. Then, The team leader and I hid in the basement. However, her injuries were too serious and she is still in a coma. Didn't you say that you wanted to capture the team leader alive and force her to tell you the location of the laboratory? So I quietly came out to find you, brother. Now is a great opportunity." After listening to Lin Kong's explanation, Lin Kong nodded and said happily, "Well, it's really a godsend." However, he had a little doubt in his heart. How could the incident go so smoothly? He wanted to capture the leader of the meteorite team alive, but because of the zombie tide, the team leader just happened to be lying in the basement with serious injuries waiting for me to interrogate him. Lin Kong saw Lin Kong's hesitation, so he took out the remaining gray spiritual energy bead and handed it to Lin Kong. "Brother, my spiritual energy beads are all in your hands. I can't risk my life to deceive you." Lin Kong played with the spiritual energy bead in his hand and chose to temporarily believe Lin Kong's words. He looked at the situation outside the door again. Only the mutant zombies approached the door, and no other abnormal people approached. Turning around, Lin Kong led Lin Kong to the freezer and took out the spiritual energy bead hidden in the flower pot. Lin Kong took back the spiritual energy bead with sufficient energy and put it into his body. The wound on his calf immediately stopped bleeding quickly. While recovering from his injuries, Lin Kong asked Lin Kong, "Brother, how did you get together with Ziwang? What is this place? It looks quite solid." He found that the freezer was full of food and drinking water, gas tanks and diesel engines, rifles and grenades, and other supplies. It is not a problem for everyone to live in there for half a year. Such a complete secret base must have been prepared in advance. After Lin Kong stuffed Lin Kong's gray spiritual energy bead back into his arms, he briefly explained that after killing Go Yanking in the basement, he returned to the ground to kill Goof. Ziwang was frightened by Lin Kong's powerful strength and immediately surrendered to Lin Kong. After listening to this, Lin Kong couldn't help but curse with contempt. "Crap, this Ziwang is really cowardly and insidious. When he hit me, he actually used a tank." When Lin Kong thought of the tank aimed at him, he felt a chill on his back. It was really uncomfortable to be hit by a shell. Even after a night of recovery, Lin Kong could still feel the faint signs of tinnitus in his ears. It's okay to fight with more people against fewer people, but they even used tanks. It's really shameless. Lin Kong also echoed. Ziwang, who was standing aside, listened and drank a sip of the boiled water and the thermos cup awkwardly, and smiled embarrassedly. Then, after learning that Lin Kong was not full, Lin Kong asked Ziwang to get some food for Lin Kong. Although Lin Kong had already eaten breakfast, he pretended to be extremely hungry and wolfed down his food. After his stomach was bloated, Lin Kong quietly asked Lin Kong, "Brother, when are we going to find the team leader?" According to Jing's plan, the first step was to use up the spiritual energy and break his legs. The purpose of this first step was to gain Lin Kong's trust and use the excuse of a leg injury to reasonably obtain the spiritual energy bead in Lin Kong's hand. The second step of the plan was to let Lin Kong go out to find the team leader. However, Lin Kong waved his hand nonchalantly. "No hurry." Jiaozi was beside him. Lin Kong was worried that Lin Kong would discover Jing's plan, so he immediately urged, "Brother, we'd better go early. If we go too late, the team leader will wake up and find that I'm missing. I'm afraid she will be suspicious." Lin Kong sat back next to the Tyrannosaurus Rex's freezer and analyzed slowly, then let her be suspicious. Anyway, there are mutant zombies everywhere outside, and she is seriously injured and can't escape far. Besides, Ziwang has a perspective eye that can see through walls, so there is no need to worry about her hiding and not being found. After listening to Lin Kong's analysis, Lin Kong's heart clicked and felt bad for Jing, because Lin Kong and Ziwang joined together, which Jing had not expected in advance. If Ziwang found Jing one step ahead through the perspective eye, wouldn't Jing be in danger? Lin Kong began to worry about Jing, and was not sure whether Jing's plan would work. So Lin Kong had no choice but to urge again, "I feel that we should go and find her as soon as possible." However, before Lin Kong finished speaking, Lin Kong raised his hand to stop him. "There are about 40 minutes left before the Tyrannosaurus Rex can condense the spiritual energy bead." The original text is in Liu number 9 / "Don't be afraid of 10,000, just be afraid of one. Although the team leader is seriously injured now, I still decided to wait until the Tyrannosaurus Rex successfully condenses the bead before going to find her. In this way, I will have a greater chance of defeating her. Out of cautious considerations, Lin Kong would not rashly go out to find the team leader, because Lin Kong has never let down his guard against Lan Qingfeng, so his current thinking strategy is, assuming Lan Qingfeng betrays me, then the so-called team leader will definitely ambush me on the road. Therefore, Lin Kong must wait until the Tyrannosaurus Rex successfully condenses the bead before he plans to go out. Okay, big brother, you have the final say. Seeing Lin Kong's resolute look, Lan Qingfeng knew that he could not continue to persuade him. Once he behaved too abnormally, Lin Kong would definitely be suspicious of me. Helplessly, Lan Qingfeng could only continue to wait. Time passed bit by bit. Outside the cafeteria, on the rooftop of a building more than 100 meters away, Mirongjing, holding a telescope, continued to observe the movement in the cafeteria for a while, and found that Lin Kong and Lan Qingfeng had not come out. She thought for a moment and decided to change the action plan. The original plan was to let Lan Qingfeng attract Lin Kong out, and Mirongjing would personally deal with Lin Kong. But now it seems that the actual situation seems to be different from what she imagined. Since you don't come out, I'll take the initiative to go in. Mirongjing's eyes flashed with coldness. Putting away the telescope, she quickly went down the rooftop. However, there are too many mutant zombies gathered around the cafeteria. Once she and Lin Kong start fighting, it will attract a large number of mutant zombies. At that time, neither she nor Lin Kong will survive. Therefore, we must find a way to lure away the zombies near the cafeteria. This is really the simplest thing. Mirongjing came up with a solution in just half a minute. She found a dozen grenades and ran to the dormitory building in the distance to detonate them. Chapter 135 The Secret Leaked. Boom boom boom. The explosions of grenades echoed in the corridor of the dormitory. The mutant zombies near the cafeteria, like hungry wolves in the forest seeing a fat lamb, ran towards the dormitory building where the explosion occurred. On the street, Mirongjing, with zombie intestines hanging around her neck, was walking towards the cafeteria. Many mutant zombies passed by her, and no zombie noticed this reverser. Soon, Mirongjing walked to the cafeteria door. In the freezer, Lin Kong suddenly heard the explosion and raised his head to ask Zi Wang, "What's going on?" Zi Wang looked with his perspective eyes and found that the mutant zombies around the cafeteria were running towards the dormitory building. Zi Wang shook his head and said, "It seems to be the sound of a grenade exploding, but the distance of my perspective eyes is too short, so I can't see what happened in the distance." Grenade explosion? Hearing the grenade, Lin Kong had a sense of foreboding. When Lin Kong was thinking about the source of the ominous premonition, Zi Wang suddenly shook Lin Kong's arm and said nervously, "Brother Lin Kong, there is a very strong human walking to the gate." Living person. Lin Kong's face turned surprised. "Yes, living person. There is a camera installed at that location. We can go to the monitoring station to have a look." Then, Zi Wang and Lin Kong came to the monitoring station. Lan Qingfeng also came over. The three looked at the monitoring image at the gate. On the screen, there was a person wearing a motorcycle helmet with dirty blood all over his body. Needless to say, people dressed like this are definitely not zombies. Lan Qingfeng saw it. His pupils shrank, and his heart couldn't help but get nervous. What is Jijin doing? Why didn't she wait for Lin Kong to come out, but took the initiative to run over? Is she worried that I will stay in there too long and be discovered by Lin Kong? Alas, this fool. There is not only Lin Kong here, but also Zi Wang, a new human of level 2. Jing is alone. How can she deal with two people? While Lan Qingfeng was worried, Lin Kong frowned, guessing the identity of this uninvited guest. Could she be the team leader that Lan Qingfeng mentioned? If so, she looked like she didn't have any serious injuries. In other words, Lan Qingfeng was lying to me. Why would Lan Qingfeng lie to me? Could it be that he has betrayed me? When thinking of this, Lin Kong touched the aura bead in his arms. Although the aura bead had turned gray, Lan Qingfeng would still die on the spot as the aura bead was broken as long as he crushed it hard. If Lan Qingfeng really betrayed Lin Kong would get rid of Lan Qingfeng without hesitation, At the entrance of the cafeteria, bang! Mirongjing, who was at the peak of level 2, kicked open the stainless steel door of the cafeteria with a strong kick. Although the sound of kicking the door was loud, all the mutant zombies nearby ran to the dormitory building in the distance. Therefore, Mirongjing didn't have to worry about the consequences of being surrounded by zombies. He walked into the cafeteria with a swagger. Clang! The motorcycle helmet was taken off and thrown to the ground. Swish! The raincoat covered with stinky blood was also taken off. Now that there are no zombies around, there is no need to disguise. Mirongjing tied her beautiful long hair behind her head with a rubber band. She twisted her neck and then yelled, "Lin Kong, get out and die!" At this time, the Tyrannosaurus Rex still has about 30 minutes to condense the beat successfully. Before that, the Tyrannosaurus Rex can only stay motionless in the freezer. Therefore, the Tyrannosaurus Rex cannot help Lin Kong fight. Faced with the provocation of the uninvited guest, Lin Kong did not choose to go out. He sat next to the Tyrannosaurus Rex's freezer and continued to wait. Cameras were also installed inside the cafeteria, so on the monitoring station, Zi Wang could clearly see Mirongjing's face. Zi Wang looked at the display screen, listened to Mirongjing's roar, and wondered, who is this woman? The original text is in the 6 number 9 book. Bar. Judging from her appearance, she has at least the strength of a level 2 new human. But, I don't know her. As a leader of the gathering place, Zi Wang knew all the level 1 new humans, not to mention the level 2 new humans. However, looking at Mirongjing's unfamiliar face, Zi Wang had no idea who this girl was. He looked at Lin Kong's calm performance, so he didn't bother to pay attention to Mirongjing, who was yelling in the cafeteria. Anyway, the door of the freezer is very strong, and even a level 3 mutant zombie may not be able to break it. Therefore, Zi Wang was not worried that Mirongjing would force her way into the freezer. Lin Kong also looked puzzled. He didn't know what Mirongjing was up to. In order to prevent Lin Kong from doubting himself, he deliberately asked, "Brother, who is this? Is he your enemy?" Lin Kong looked up and carefully observed Lin Kong's expression. He was not an expert in micro-expressions, so he naturally could not see Lin Kong's inner thoughts. Therefore, Lin Kong still could not be sure whether Lin Kong had betrayed him, nor could he be sure whether the unknown woman in the cafeteria was the leader of the meteorite team. After a moment, Lin Kong shook his head. "I don't know her either." Then, Lin Kong asked again, "Brother, do you want me to go out and ask who she is?" "No, just stay inside. It's very safe here, and people outside can't easily break in." The cautious Lin Kong would not rashly walk out because of Mirongjing's words. Anyone who dares to stand in the cafeteria hall and shout openly, as long as he is not a fool, must be a powerful new human. Although Lin Kong is also powerful, he will not rashly go out to wave. What if he dies? Suddenly, a lightning flashed in Lin Kong's mind. He turned his head with a gloomy face, looked at Lin Kong, and asked coldly, Why does this woman know I'm here?" Lin Kong's body froze when he heard this question. Damn, it's exposed. Because, the reason why Lin Kong knew where Lin Kong was because Lin Kong's spiritual energy bead was on Lin Kong's body, relying on the master's ability to sense the spiritual energy bead. And this strange woman, Lin Kong had never seen her before. But now, she took the initiative to find the door accurately. Obviously, this strange woman knew where Lin Kong was a long time ago. The people in the freezer did not go out, so there was only one person who could reveal Lin Kong's location. That was Lin Kong. And Lin Kong just said that he didn't know this strange woman. How do I know? I don't know her. Lin Kong knew that Lin Kong had begun to doubt him. In his tone, he hesitated and seemed very nervous and scared. If I admit that I was in league with Mirongjing, Lin Kong would kill me. Therefore, Lin Kong could only act like a fool and refused to admit it. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 136, Discovering the Freezer. I've only been here for a day, and no one knows me. Why? How could this strange woman know me, and she even knows my location? Lin Kong stood up and slowly approached Lin Kong. I really don't know. You have to believe me, brother. My spiritual beads are in your hands. How dare I lie to you? Lin Kong's forehead was covered with cold sweat. He couldn't help but take a few steps back and said nervously, "What's going on with Jing? Why did you suddenly run in? If she comes in, I'm going to be finished." Not good. This Lin Kong looks like he wants to kill me. Humphrey, admit it. Is that woman your team leader? Have you betrayed me? As he said that, Lin Kong took out the gray spiritual bead in his arms. He held the spiritual bead in his hand and slowly turned it, as if he was going to crush it immediately. Seeing this, Lin Kong's face was horrified. He waved his hands at the aura bead between Lin Kong's fingers. "Brother, don't be impulsive. Although I'm not an expert in micro-expression recognition, your lying skills are really terrible. Seeing you sweating profusely from nervousness, anyone can see that you have something to hide. Tell the truth, and I may still let you go." Lin Kong pinched Lin Kong's aura bead between his thumb and index finger. With a little force, the aura bead would break. Really let me go? If I tell you the truth? Lin Kong looked at his aura bead and asked hesitantly. "Really? Tell me, who is the woman outside?" Lin Kong promised not to kill Lin Kong on the surface, but he had made up his mind in his heart that he would definitely kill Lin Kong, the traitor, to avoid more trouble. "Brother, actually, I had no choice. She tortured me, so I betrayed you." Lin Kong swallowed hard, and then continued, "Yes, she is my team leader. Her name is Jing, and her strength is probably at the peak of level 2. Level 2 peak. Then, what is this Jing's superpower? Do you know?" When Lin Kong heard the peak of level 2, he estimated in his mind that with his own fighting power, he should be able to defeat a master at the peak of level 2. However, it depends on what Jing's superpower is. If Jing's superpower is too abnormal, he can only hide in the freezer and be a turtle. "But I didn't expect," Lin Kong replied. "Her superpower is rated B. Vajrablade. She and the two brothers Jin Baong have the same superpower." "What? Vajrablade? You are not lying to me, are you?" As he said, Lin Kong raised the spiritual energy bead pinched by his fingertips. When he learned that Jing's superpower was the relatively weak Vajrablade, he immediately couldn't believe it, because Jing was a high-ranking person who was the leader of the team. Such a person's superpower was so ordinary, even weaker than the superpower of Lin Kong. Seeing Lin Kong threatening him with the spiritual energy beads, Lin Kong hurriedly said in a panic, "How dare I lie to you? The spiritual energy beads are in your hands. You can take my life at any time. If I lie to you, I will die." "Okay, I believe you for now." Then what is her weapon? What is she good at? Then, Lin Kong continued to ask several questions. Lin Kong also answered all of them honestly. After learning the basic information of Jing, Lin Kong began to cross his arms and think, because Jing's superpower was the inconspicuous Vajrablade. So Lin Kong quickly formulated 2 or 3 plans to deal with Jing in his mind. Lin Kong stood at the side, staring at Lin Kong, not daring to move. On the surface, he looked scared and nervous. But in fact, his heart was full of doubts. Why did Jing let me betray her? Yes, Lin Kong betrayed Jing at the behest of Jing. "Kingfeng, if there is any uncontrollable emergency, you can just betray me and tell Lin Kong everything." These were Jing's original words. Now, things have changed beyond control, and Lin Kong followed Jing's instructions and told Lin Kong everything he knew about Jing. Therefore, Lin Kong's heart was not only full of unknown mysteries, but also worried about Jing. Read the original text in Liu number 9 / "This Lin Kong is so powerful, and Jing's superpowers are so ordinary. What method will she use to deal with Lin Kong?" When Lin Kong was in a complicated mood, Zi Wang, who was watching from the monitoring station, suddenly trotted over. "Oh no, that strange woman is walking over here." Lin Kong saw the display screen on the monitoring station and found that Jing was approaching the freezer with a vigilant look. Seeing this, Lin Kong asked Lin Kong in surprise, "How did she know I was in the freezer?" I don't know. Lin Kong quickly shook his head and answered with an ignorant look. In fact, Lin Kong knew the reason, but Mirongjing warned that this reason must not be told to others. Could it be that she followed the bloodstains flowing down your calf? Lin Kong touched his chin and pondered for a while, and speculated. Well, that makes sense. Zi Wang listened and nodded in agreement. Hey, I didn't mean to lead her here. Maybe she followed the footprints on the ground. Lin Kong quickly argued. Indeed, Lin Kong's words made some sense, because there was blood left by the dead zombies on the ground, and the staff of the freezer room did not have time to clean the ground. Therefore, when everyone passed by, they naturally left a lot of footprints in the corridor. As long as you follow the footprints, you can find the freezer, which is not a very difficult thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter how she got here. The cafeteria is so small. As long as she looks, she will definitely find the freezer. Lin Kong was too lazy to dwell on this issue. Moreover, no matter what Lin Kong argued, Lin Kong decided to kill him. This is an unchangeable fact. For such a guy with ulterior motives, Lin Kong would not allow him to continue to live by his side. Lin Kong on the side did not notice Lin Kong's murderous intentions. On the contrary, Lin Kong secretly breathed a sigh of relief, because, even if Lin Kong racked his brains, he could not guess why Mirongjing found the freezer. Chapter 137 Wu Feng wakes up. Next, the most important question facing Lin Kong is, what does this female team leader want to do? Not only Lin Kong, but even Lin Kong is also puzzled by this question. Jing must have unique strengths to be able to sit in the position of team leader. I hope Jing has already thought of a way to deal with Lin Kong. Alas, it's a pity that I am still seriously injured and can't help Jing at all. At this moment, Lin Kong completely stood on Mirongjing's side, and all he thought about was Mirongjing's safety. Zi Wang, how long will it take for the Tyrannosaurus Rex to condense the spiritual energy bead? Lin Kong turned his head and looked at Zi Wang and asked, if the Tyrannosaurus Rex can successfully condense the bead, then our strength will be greatly improved, and Lin Kong will be more confident about the next battle. Zi Wang looked at the computer data next to the freezer, calculated a few times and said, there are about 30 minutes left. Lin Kong nodded and said, well, then wait for 30 minutes. I will go out to meet this woman. Lin Kong looked at the freezer and saw the fiery red Tyrannosaurus Rex lying inside, its belly wrapped in a special tubular container. In the transparent container, a constant stream of cold air was being input into it. Lin Kong asked in confusion, brother, is this the method to condense the spiritual energy bead? Lin Kong was in the laboratory, and was forcibly upgraded to a level 2 new human by the president using meteorite fragments. Therefore, he did not know the method of condensing the bead. In response to Lin Kong's question, Lin Kong replied indifferently with and did not explain anything more. Seeing Lin Kong's attitude of keeping people away, Lin Kong's heart became uneasy. Could it be that Lin Kong has already planned to get rid of me? Suddenly, Lin Kong heard a familiar voice behind him. Amin, what's wrong with you? Turning his head, he found that it was Wu Feng who woke up. When Wu Feng woke up, he found Li Minutes lying on a blanket not far away, and he immediately ran over anxiously to check the situation. After shaking Li Minutes a few times, he found that Li Minutes still showed no signs of waking up. So, Wu Feng couldn't help but exclaimed, Amin, wake up, wake up. Then, he looked around and found that the place he was in was not the original dormitory at all, but a very unfamiliar place. When he saw Lin Kong next to Lin Kong, Wu Feng ran over quickly. Hello, Master Brother, where is this? What's wrong with my Amin? Why am I here again? Because Lin Kong was in the state of dinosaur possession. His body and head were covered with a layer of dark green liquid dragon armor, so Wu Feng couldn't recognize Lin Kong at all. Swish! After Lin Kong touched the liquid dragon armor on his face and revealed his original face, he patted Wu Feng on the shoulder. Feng, don't be anxious, huh? Are you Lin the class monitor? Looking at Lin Kong's appearance, Wu Feng was surprised. Yes, I am Lin Kong. But, How did you become a new human? Is this your superpower? Is it a transformation? Wu Fei saw Lin Kong's strange dress and naturally thought that Lin Kong had evolved into a new human. And he also thought that the liquid dragon armor on Lin Kong was a transformation-type superpower. However, when he looked carefully at Lin Kong's eyes and found no white spiritual light at all, he couldn't help but wonder, aren't you a new human? Why don't your eyes glow? Lin Kong took a stool and handed it to Wu Fei. Come, sit down first. When you were unconscious, a lot of things happened. I will tell you slowly. Wu Fei sat down as he was told. Then, Lin Kong told Wu Fei about his Triceratops and Tyrannosaurus Rex. Anyway, basically everyone knew about the dinosaurs, so there was nothing to hide. Of course, Lin Kong did not tell Wu Fei about the 7 black balls, which were his trump card. What, the fossilized dinosaur eggs that are millions of years old are actually alive? This is too ridiculous, right? Are you filming a movie here? After hearing what Lin Kong said, Wu Fei was also surprised. However, after he saw the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the freezer, he had to admit this fact. Wu Fei did not have time to continue paying attention to the dinosaurs, and asked instead, then, what about Amin? Where is this place? Lin Kong patiently explained, Go Yanking is in the basement, threatening you and trying to kill me. Lin Kong simply told Wu Fei everything that happened after Wu Fei fell into a coma. When Wu Fei heard that Lin Kong killed Go Yanking and Jin Bawang alone, he was already surprised enough. However, when Lin Kong said that he killed Go in 1 second, Wu Fei was incredulous. The original text is available at 6:9. What? You actually killed a level 2 new human with 1 sword? Class leader Lin. You brag without thinking. Zi Wang came over and helped Lin Kong explain. Brother Lin Kong, he really killed Go in 1 second. As he said that, Zi Wang brought Lin Kong a glass of boiled water with a smile on his face. Come on, you must be thirsty after talking so much. Drink some water to moisten your throat. Lin Kong naturally took the glass of boiled water, but did not drink it to prevent it from being poisonous. Seeing Zi Wang flattering, Wu Fei was stunned. This. After being stunned for a long time, Wu Fei finally believed what Lin Kong said. Then, he said with envy, Damn, squad leader Lin. Is your dinosaur so powerful? Then, do you have any extra dinosaurs? Give me one. Haha. You are dreaming, of course. Lin Kong would never give a dinosaur to Wu Fei. First, because dinosaurs would only listen to Lin Kong. Second, because Lin Kong only had 2 real dinosaurs. The mysterious 7 black balls have not yet completely turned into dinosaurs. As for the other fossil egg in the backpack, Lin Kong estimated that it would take another day or 2 to hatch. At this time, the staff of the monitoring station ran over and said to Zi Wang, Report to Expert Z. The woman has walked to the door. Lin Kong looked at the gate and saw Mirong Jing's pretty face through the transparent glass of the gate. Turning around, Lin Kong asked Zi Wang, Are you sure that even a level 3 mutant zombie can't break through that door? Don't worry, brother Lin Kong. That door is made of half a meter thick stainless steel. The glass is also bulletproof. Even if this woman is a level 2 peak expert, she can't attack head-on. Zi Wang patted his chest and said confidently. Outside the door, after taking a look at the situation in the freezer, Mirong Jing took out the Nepalese military knife. A wisp of spiritual energy surged out of the Danshan. Buzz, Vajra Blade. Activate. Chapter 138 How to Enter. The Nepali saber blessed with the diamond blade was bathed in golden light. This light was much more dazzling than the diamond blade of the Jin Bawang brothers. Seeing this solid golden light, Lin Kong couldn't help but frown. Could it be that Mirong Jing wants to split the door open? Zi Wang, who was standing aside, couldn't help but worry after seeing Mirong Jing's superpower diamond blade. This diamond blade can greatly increase the sharpness of the weapon. Therefore, Zi Wang was a little worried that Mirong Jing really relied on brute force to cut open the half-meter thick stainless steel door. Outside the door of the freezer, swish, a golden light flashed. Mirong Jing slashed the stainless steel door with a knife, leaving a 5 or 6 centimeter deep cut on the door. For the Nepali saber blessed with the diamond blade, it is definitely not a problem to completely break this door. The problem is that the spiritual energy in her body is limited. Although she was at the peak of level 2, The total amount of spiritual energy in her body was only 29 strands. To completely break through this door, at least half of the spiritual energy would be consumed. Lacking spiritual energy, she would probably be defeated by Lin Kong even if she entered the freezer. She couldn't use brute force to break in. Mirangjing took a step back and gave up the method of using a knife to break through the door. She tried to shout inside, "Lin Kong, I'll give you a chance to come out and die, otherwise, I'll turn around and go to Orange Village to kill your sister and your father." Lin Kong told Mirangjing about Lin Kong's family situation, and knowing that Lin Kong was a person who attached great importance to family, Mirangjing wanted to use this method to force Lin Kong out. As long as Lin Kong was forced out to fight with her, then Mirangjing had almost 90% chance of defeating Lin Kong. This dead woman is really despicable and shameless. Wu Fei cursed after hearing this. Yeah, so insidious. Lin Kong also cursed in agreement. Although he was on Mirangjing's side in his heart, he had to hide it on the surface. When Lin Kong heard Mirangjing threaten his relatives, he suddenly felt a surge of anger in his heart. "I hate it most when someone talks about my relatives. Damn bitch. I will definitely kill you." Lin Kong decided that as long as he knew the location of the laboratory from Mirangjing, he would definitely kill this stinking bitch. Although his heart was burning with anger, Lin Kong's thinking ability remained calm and rational. He didn't curse but laughed. "Just go to Juicy Village, kill if you want." Zi Wang, who was standing aside, heard Lin Kong's words and thought at first that Lin Kong was a bad guy who didn't care about his family's life or death. However, Zi Wang changed his mind and understood Lin Kong's idea. Now there is not only the Zhuge corpse, who can control zombies outside, but also 2 level 3 mutant zombies. If Mirangjing wanted to go out of the county and kill Lin Kong's family in the countryside, it would be a very risky thing. If Mirangjing was found by Zhuge corpse, by mistake, she would die. Therefore, Lin Kong was so confident that he let Mirangjing go ahead and kill. Mirangjing, who was outside the door, saw Lin Kong with a calm look, and knew that the strategy of threatening with family members would not work. So, she could only continue to think of other methods. Lin Kong in the freezer looked at Mirangjing in deep thought and couldn't help but worry, because the Tyrannosaurus Rex was about to condense the beads successfully. At that time, facing the greatly increased strength of Lin Kong, Jingjing's chances of winning would be even lower. After a while, Wu Fei said happily, "Huh? This dead woman seems to be leaving." Wu Fei learned from Lin Kong that Mirangjing was a master at the peak of level 2, so Wu Fei was also a little scared. After all, the Tyrannosaurus Rex of class leader Lin was condensing beads in the freezer and could not participate in the battle at all. In Wu Fei's opinion, if one of the 2 dinosaurs was gone, it was equivalent to losing half of the combat power of the squad leader Lin, and the other people in the freezer, such as Zi Wang, were probably neutral fence-sitters and could not help. As for Wu Fei himself, he was just a level 1 new human. If it weren't for Lin Kong's help, he would not even be able to beat Go Yanking. It was estimated that Mirangjing could kill Wu Fei with a casual palm. Therefore, Wu Fei did not intend to participate in the battle between Lin Kong and Mirangjing. Of course, Wu Fei might use Rage of the Earth to give Mirangjing a surprise at a critical moment. The original text is available at Liu number 9 at book/bar. "I told you, even a level 2 peak master can't break through the door I carefully built." Seeing Mirangjing turn around and leave, Zi Wang was relieved. However, Lin Kong became anxious. What should I do if Jingjing just walked away like this? I will definitely be killed by Lin Kong, right? However, Lin Kong, who was sitting next to the freezer, thought of a possibility. His face turned gloomy and he asked, "Zi Wang, have you reinforced the surroundings of this freezer?" "Of course I have, even if it is level 2. At first, Zi Wang was still very proud, but halfway through, his face turned ugly, because he thought of the roof. Walls are very easy to reinforce, but the roof is not that simple. Zi Wang just reinforced the roof casually. Therefore, the gate and the surrounding walls can defend against level 3 zombies, but the roof cannot. As if to verify Zi Wang's ominous premonition, a hiss sound was heard from the roof. That was the sound of the cement on the roof being cut. Yes, Jing, a level 2 new human, jumped casually and easily jumped to the roof of the freezer. The Nepalese army knife covered with golden light slashed hard at the roof. The roof was only covered with a layer of iron sheet. Jing scratched it 2 or 3 times and chiseled a small hole in the roof. Jing took out a grenade and stuffed it into the small hole. Ding! The safety pin of the grenade was pulled. Jing ran to a distance and waited for 2 or 3 seconds. Bang! A big hole was opened on the roof. In the freezer, the staff in white coats squatted on the ground with their heads in their hands because of the explosion of the grenade. Wang waved his hand. Don't worry, grenades can't break the roof. A large piece of iron plate was installed under the roof, which can effectively resist attacks from level 2 zombies or grenades. However, Wang had just finished speaking. Swish, 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 swish. The iron plate was scratched 4 times. These 4 scratches just formed a complete square. Since the thickness of the iron plate on the roof is not as thick as the stainless steel at the gate, these 4 scratches directly caused a big hole in the iron plate. This hole is just big enough for someone to jump down from. Chapter 139. Let's fight. Although, in the corner of the freezer, submachine guns and grenades were stored. However, Wang did not dare to use these weapons without authorization, because the peak level 2 masters can already defend against the explosion of grenades and the shooting of submachine guns. The only thing that can deal with Jing is the bombardment of tanks. Obviously, Wang did not have time to find his tank, so he took his men to the side, expressing his neutral attitude with actions. Wang said to Lin Kong with a little apology on his face, "Brother Lin Kong, don't blame me, I'm too weak and can't help at all." Lin Kong did not blame Wang, but just replied with a faint. He looked at the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the freezer, and calculated the time. It would take at least more than 20 minutes for the Tyrannosaurus Rex to come out. However, the battle was about to break out. Click! A graceful figure jumped down from the square hole on the roof. It was Jing. She used her eyes to survey the surrounding situation. Of course, she noticed dangerous items such as gas tanks and grenades, but these things could not threaten her life. Then, Jing looked at Lin Kong, the only threatening person. "I don't need to introduce myself. I think Lin Kong has already told you. How about this? We will fight one-on-one, so that you can see the power that the great president has given me." Looking at the extremely confident Jing, Lin Kong felt a little uneasy. He wanted to wait until the Tyrannosaurus Rex condensed the spiritual energy bead before fighting with Jing. So, Lin Kong asked, "Since you have been cultivated by the president, can you wait for me for another half an hour?" No. Jing decisively rejected Lin Kong. She also noticed the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the freezer, and guessed that Lin Kong must want to delay for half an hour until the Tyrannosaurus Rex successfully condensed the bead. Jing certainly would not do as Lin Kong wanted. Lin Kong stood up from the stool and tried to delay time with words. "You should know that the so-called president in your mouth captured my mother for experiments. Why do you still call such a conscienceless person great?" If Lin Kong said something else, Jing might not pay attention to Lin Kong. However, hearing Lin Kong insult the president he admired, Jing immediately retorted, "The reason why the president captured your mother for experiments is to save this broken world occupied by zombies. You should feel honored." As soon as these words came out, everyone was in an uproar. Anyone with a normal mind would understand how evil and cold Jing's words were. Even Lin Kong felt that his 3 views were completely destroyed. How could Jing say such a thing that went against his conscience? Although Lin Kong had killed many people, even children. However, after killing people, he would still feel a little guilty deep in his heart, because this is the most basic human nature. The only explanation Lin Kong could think of was that Jing was using language tactics to anger Lin Kong so that he would lose his mind. Yes, that's absolutely true. Even at the end of the world, Jing still likes me, so she will never be a killing machine that has completely lost her humanity. "Cow, you fucking..." Wu Feng was about to curse after hearing Jing's words, but he was stopped by Lin Kong. Lin Kong suppressed his emotions and retorted, "Then what would you think if the great president wanted to take your mother into the laboratory?" Unexpectedly, Jing answered seriously, I have taken the initiative to give my mother and my father to the great president for human experiments. It is my supreme honor that the president can take a fancy to my parents." As soon as these words came out, even Zi Wang, whose hands were stained with blood, felt a thump in his heart. "Damn, this woman has become a psychopath!" She actually said this about her own parents. Lin Kong, who was standing aside, was also surprised. He didn't expect Jingjing to be such a person. At this moment, she was like a fanatic who had lost her mind in a religion. That's right, she was definitely lying, using words to deceive Lin Kong. But looking at Jingjing's expression, she seemed to be telling the truth. Suddenly, Lin Kong thought of a terrifying possibility. The original text is available at Liu number 9 at book/bar. Because, as long as she talked about the president, Jingjing would become completely different from usual. Could it be that Jingjing had been brainwashed by the president? As for Lin Kong, he didn't believe Jing's words at all. However, seeing that his verbal delaying tactics were effective, Lin Kong continued to argue with Jing. "You can bear to leave your parents, but I can't." However, before Lin Kong finished speaking, Jing interrupted him. "As long as the president can save this broken world, anyone who hinders the president must die. It's time to send you to death. In order not to affect innocent people, tell others to go out, and we will fight one-on-one. After killing you, I have to run back to your house and kill your father and your sister." Hearing this, Zi Wang and his men quickly opened the door and walked out. Zi Wang didn't want to participate in this battle. Seeing that Jing wanted to start a battle immediately, Lin Kong was naturally unhappy. After all, the Tyrannosaurus Rex had not come out yet. He wanted to continue to think of ways to delay time. However, Jing seemed to have seen through Lin Kong's thoughts. She lowered her body, slightly bent her legs, and was ready to charge. Jing pointed at Li Minutes, Sun Aixin and others who were sleeping, and warned coldly, "Don't think about playing tricks. Let the others leave quickly, otherwise, I will kill them first." "You." "Okay." Since it has come to this, Lin Kong can only let Wu Fei move Li Minutes, Sun Aixin and others out. Lin Kong also sneaked out. "Do you want my help?" After moving Li Minutes and the other two, Wu Fei returned to Lin Kong. "No, just stay at the door." Lin Kong replied like this, but he blinked and gave Wu Fei a special look. This look means, "Fei, you are on standby at any time. I will call you for help when I need it." Wu Fei's superpower is Rage of the Earth, and the casting distance is relatively long. If he can sneak attack Jing in the battle, it will also be great. Lin Kong pinched the knuckles of both hands and entered the battle preparation state. Calculating the time, the Tyrannosaurus Rex still has about 15 minutes to act. Now, he can no longer wait for it to condense the beat successfully. To defeat Jing, Lin Kong can only rely on the Triceratops and the 7 black balls. Moreover, if he loses this battle, Wu Fei, Li Minutes, and Sun Aixin and his wife will all die. Even his relatives in Juzi village will not be spared. Therefore, he must win. Chapter 140, Primary Application of Reiki. Inside the freezer, Jing pointed at Lin Kong with a Nepalese saber wrapped in golden light and said, "Hey, you dinosaur breeder, today I will teach you a lesson so that you can understand the greatness of the president." Lin Kong, who was completely wrapped in the dark green liquid dragon armor, cursed, "Fuck the greatness, if you dare to touch my mother, I will kill him sooner or later." Although he cursed angrily, Lin Kong had already formulated a battle strategy in his heart. This battle strategy was based on Jing's superpower, Vajra Blade. Since he had seen the Vajra Blade of the two brothers Jin Baoang before, Lin Kong was very confident that he could defeat Jing, who also had Vajra Blade. He had already covered his whole body with the dark green liquid dragon armor, leaving only his eyes for observation. Lin Kong stood with his feet one in front and one behind, and his whole body was in a defensive position. Just when Lin Kong thought Jing would use the diamond blade to attack, swish, the Nepalese army knife was inserted into the scabbard at his waist. Jing actually planned to attack with bare hands. Lin Kong, who was outside the freezer, saw this scene, and remained calm on the surface, but was secretly worried about Jing. This Lin Kong's defense is very strong. If Jing Jing doesn't use the diamond blade, she is afraid that she can't even break Lin Kong's defense. Tap, tap, tap. Murong Jing trotted and rushed straight towards Lin Kong from the front. While running, she said in an extremely odd tone, "The president's thoughts are far beyond those of you ordinary people. While you are keen on studying your own unique superpowers, the president is studying something we don't care about. That is, aura. Next, I will show you the president's research results one by one. The basic application of aura, glow." Hearing Murong Jing's words, Zi Wang's eyes were full of doubts. As a cultivation expert, although he focused on the research of cultivation upgrade, he didn't pay much attention to the research of aura. After all, superpowers are more novel and more interesting. Aura is just a battery that makes superpowers work. Why don't adults explore the mystery of superpowers, but study the battery instead? Buzz. When Murong Jing's glow fell, Lin Kong suddenly found a tremor in his arms, and something ran out automatically and flew in front of him. It's the aura bead. This is Lin Qingfeng's aura bead, but now, why does it take the initiative to run in front of me? Just when Lin Kong was confused, the gray aura bead suddenly burst into a violent white light. No, too late. The dazzling light instantly blinded Lin Kong's eyes, and he didn't have time to close his eyes. In addition, Lin Kong heard the sound of Murong Jing's footsteps approaching. Having lost his vision, Lin Kong could only choose to retreat, but just half a step back. Bang! A powerful fist hit Lin Kong's temple from the side. Liquid dragon armor offset most of the impact force, but the remaining impact force still made Lin Kong lose his balance and fall to the side. Fortunately, Dinosaur Possession has fully enhanced Lin Kong's physical fitness. After being hit by the fist, Lin Kong immediately kicked his feet and jumped to the side. Then, he immediately raised his hands to defend, ready to resist Murong Jing's subsequent attack. However, Murong Jing did not continue to attack. After more than 10 seconds, Lin Kong's eyes regained vision. In front of him, a gray spiritual bead was floating. Lin Kong looked at Murong Jing, who was standing in place, and immediately understood why the latter did not pursue, probably want to show the research results of the president. Although Lin Kong figured out why she did not attack, he did not understand why Lin Qingfeng's spiritual bead would shine under Murong Jing's command. Zi Wang, who was outside the freezer, was the first to know the reason through his X-ray vision, because he found that there was only one spiritual energy bead in Murong Jing's danshan. Looking at Lin Qingfeng again, he found that there were two spiritual energy beads in Lin Qingfeng's stomach, which should have only one spiritual energy bead. In other words, the spiritual energy bead in front of Lin Kong was Murong Jing's. No wonder Murong Jing could easily find the location of the freezer. It turned out that it was based on the induction of her own spiritual energy bead. The original text is available at Liu number 9/. Yes, Murong Jing gave her spiritual energy bead to Lin Qingfeng, and then let Lin Qingfeng pretend that it was his own and gave it to Lin Kong. The reason for doing this is to prevent Lin Kong from crushing Lin Qingfeng's spiritual energy bead, which would cause Lin Qingfeng to die on the spot. It was because of Murong Jing's selfless plan that Lin Qingfeng completely betrayed Lin Kong and stood on Murong Jing's side. Snap! Not long after, Lin Kong also figured out Murong Jing's method, so he quickly grabbed the spiritual energy bead floating in front of him. Once the spiritual energy bead of the new human is crushed, the new human itself will die. Lin Kong pretended to smash the spiritual energy bead and threatened, "Just surrender, I won't kill you." Seeing that Lin Kong had pinched Murong Jing's vital point, Wu Feng also cursed proudly, "Tsk, this woman must be stupid, she actually exposed the spiritual energy bead so carelessly. This kind of brainless idiot still wants to fight with the witty squad leader Lin." Zi Wang, who was standing next to him, disagreed, because, unlike ordinary new humans, Zi Wang found that Murong Jing's spiritual energy bead actually penetrated Lin Kong's liquid dragon armor and appeared in front of Lin Kong. It is obviously a solid spiritual energy bead, why can it penetrate real objects? Could it be that Murong Jing's spiritual energy bead can walk through walls? Then, Murong Jing said to Lin Kong, which solved Zi Wang's doubts, "Glowing is only the most basic use, the intermediate use of spiritual energy is Perception. Mirangjing spread out her 5 fingers, and the gray spiritual energy beads suddenly dispersed, turning into wisps of gaseous spiritual energy, swimming around Lin Kong's body. How could it be? Your spiritual energy bead can change from a solid bead to a gaseous spiritual energy at will? Lin Kong looked at the spiritual energy swimming around his body in surprise. Fortunately, this kind of spiritual energy that has separated from the owner's body cannot directly cause harm to other people's bodies. The combination and separation of the spiritual energy bead is just one of the small research results of the president. There is nothing to say about it. Watch carefully. I will let you see the intermediate use of spiritual energy. Perception. After that, Mirangjing trotted towards Lin Kong again, but this time, her fist was flashing with white light. The previous punch was just a casual attack from Mirangjing, but the next punch was a full-strength attack from Mirangjing. Chapter 141 Reiki, Intermediate Application. Mirangjing was still running, while promoting the great ideas of the president. Actually, my fighting skills are not very good, but with the guidance of the president, I will be invincible. In this second attack, Mirangjing did not use any skills such as aura glow, but threw a straight punch at Lin Kong without any fancy moves. Even Lin Kong, who had never learned fighting, could resist such an undisguised straight punch. He leaned to the left to avoid the straight punch. Moreover, Lin Kong secretly clenched his right fist. While he was preparing to dodge Mirangjing's straight punch, he used an uppercut to directly beat this guy who was brainwashed by the president. But the direction changed. Mirangjing's straight punch also leaned to the left as Lin Kong dodged to the left. In other words, this straight punch would hit Lin Kong in the face. At this moment, Lin Kong had 2 choices. 1. Raise both hands and do his best to block Mirangjing's straight punch. 2nd, while enduring the attack of this straight punch, Lin Kong used an uppercut to knock Mirangjing away. Anyway, the defense of the liquid dragon armor is very high, so it's okay even if Mirangjing hits him with a punch. And now, her middle part is wide open, and Lin Kong can definitely hit Mirangjing with an uppercut. Decision. Lin Kong decided to give up defense and attack directly. Bang! Mirangjing's shining straight punch hit Lin Kong's face. Lin Kong was knocked back by this powerful punch. However, Lin Kong's uppercut did not hit Mirangjing's chin as expected. It missed. Lin Kong's uppercut missed, because, 1 second before the uppercut hit Mirangjing, Mirangjing turned her head. This turning of her head seemed to have anticipated Lin Kong's attack. Confused Lin Kong just stood up from the ground, and Mirangjing rushed over. Fists rained down on Lin Kong. These punches were obviously full of flaws and were obviously very easy to dodge. But, bang bang bang, every punch of Mirangjing hit Lin Kong. Looking back at Lin Kong's attacks, no matter whether Lin Kong used a sinister crotch kick or a hidden elbow attack, Mirangjing calmly dodged them all. After a fight, Lin Kong jumped with both feet and left Mirangjing's attack range. Mirangjing stood in place, pointing at the aura on Lin Kong's body and explained, although my fighting skills are poor, as long as I learn the perception ability taught by the president, you will never be able to beat me. Because, the aura attached to the enemy can predict the enemy's movements. Lin Kong looked at the aura surrounding his body, and couldn't help but be shocked by the wisdom of the president. This perception function that can predict the movements of others alone has surpassed most superpowers. Moreover, the most important thing is that as long as you have spiritual energy and as long as you have been guided by the president, you can gain the ability to predict movements. From this perspective, the president is indeed a genius in cultivation. However, this ability to perceive is only the intermediate use of spiritual energy. According to Mirangjing's words, it seems that she has also learned the advanced use of spiritual energy. Lin Kong rubbed his numb hands, and his eyes burst with fighting spirit. Although Mirangjing could predict Lin Kong's movements, Lin Kong had already thought of a countermeasure. Tap, tap, tap. Without any nonsense, Lin Kong stomped heavily on the ground with his feet, and his figure quickly approached Mirangjing. Looking at Lin Kong's body, which was almost uninjured, Mirangjing narrowed her eyes and said, "Next, I will let you see the advanced use of spiritual energy." But, before he finished speaking, Lin Kong had already rushed to Mirangjing, and his right foot kicked Mirongjing's abdomen like a whip. Seeing this kick, Mirongjing calmly retreated 1.5 steps. This distance of 1.5 steps was enough to escape from Lin Kong's attack range. After retreating, Mirongjing stood in place and continued to promote the great research results of the president, this advanced spiritual energy. Halfway through, Mirongjing found something wrong. Why did the 2 long horns on Lin Kong's forehead suddenly disappear? She carefully sensed and found that the 2 long horns actually appeared on Lin Kong's right foot out of thin air. In this case, Pucci, the original text is available at Liu number 9/. Lin Kong's right foot did not kick Mirongjing, but the long horn extending from his foot mercilessly scratched Mirongjing's abdomen. This hard long horn not only tore Mirongjing's clothes, but also scratched 2 bright red wounds on Mirongjing's white and tender abdomen. The tearing pain made Mirongjing frown, but Lin Kong did not give her a chance to breathe. One kick after another, one palm after another, Lin Kong launched a violent attack. Although Mirongjing dodged all the attacks from Lin Kong's legs, feet and palms, the long horns that suddenly appeared, like a ghost, flickering, made Mirongjing unable to defend at all. Puff puff puff. The sound of flesh being cut open rang out. Lin Kong was suppressing Mirongjing and beating her. Team leader Lin. Beat her to death. Beat her to death, and see if this dogfuck dares to pretend again. Wu Fei, who was outside the freezer, was very happy to see Mirongjing being beaten. After all, Mirongjing was a master at the peak of level 2. This kind of person was a powerful existence that Wu Fei dared not look directly at on weekdays. Now, seeing Lin Kong beating a drowned dog, Wu Fei was of course very happy. Lin Kong, who was standing aside, looked at the excited Wu Fei viciously. Lin Kong, who was seriously injured, could not beat Wu Fei at all, so he could do nothing but watch Mirongjing being beaten wildly by Lin Kong. With his fists clenched secretly, Lin Kong stared at Mirongjing closely, hoping that Mirongjing could fight back against Lin Kong. At this time, in the freezer, Mirongjing had been cut with 7 or 8 bloody wounds. Lin Kong did not intend to show mercy. He decided to beat Mirongjing severely in one breath. However, Mirongjing was not a fool. After being cut 7 or 8 times, she already had a way to deal with it. With the help of the perception ability of spiritual energy, Mirongjing could easily perceive Lin Kong's movements. After observation, Lin Kong's long horn was only about 20 centimeters long. In other words, as long as you retreat 20 centimeters more, you can avoid Lin Kong's attack. When Lin Kong's left leg swept over, Mirongjing took 2 steps back. Although the long horn attack emerged from Lin Kong's feet, it still missed. One kick missed, and Lin Kong tried another kick, but it missed again. Lin Kong took a step forward, and attacked with a straight punch, an uppercut, an elbow, and a crotch kick. Miss, 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 dot. All missed. Lin Kong could no longer attack Mirongjing. Chapter 142, Reiki, Advanced Application. I have seen through your tricks. Next, I will use the knowledge that the president taught me to defeat you in one move. Mirongjing stood not far away and shouted arrogantly to Lin Kong. Lin Kong retracted the 2 long horns in his hands to his forehead and gave up the idea of continuing to attack, because he could no longer hit Mirongjing. The long-horned sudden attack strategy has failed. Other ways must be considered. Lin Kong estimated the time. The Tyrannosaurus Rex still has at least 6 or 7 minutes to condense the bead successfully. Why not find a way to delay the time and launch an attack after the Tyrannosaurus Rex has completed the condensation of the beads? Sure, this method works, because this Mirongjing especially likes to talk nonsense, and it should be no problem to delay for 6 or 7 minutes. So, Lin Kong prepared to use the mouth cannon tactic. What is your relationship with Lin Kong? Why do you? When Lin Kong was halfway through the mouth cannon tactic, Mirongjing suddenly rushed over and shouted, "Spin! I heard from Kong that your defense is very strong, so let me see if your defense can withstand the advanced use of spiritual energy. Spin attack!" After saying that, Mirongjing had already rushed to the front. Lin Kong hurriedly retreated, and he was shocked. This woman had been talking a lot of nonsense just now. Why didn't she wait for a second and rushed up to do it directly? Because Lin Kong heard Mirongjing, The injured Mirongjing was naturally annoyed and didn't want to waste time with Lin Kong anymore. She planned to use the advanced use of spiritual energy spin attack to kill Lin Kong directly. Although the skill of dinosaur possession is abnormal and can improve Lin Kong's physical fitness in all aspects, after all, the strength of the Triceratops is just a mutant beast at the peak of level 1. Compared to Mirongjing at the peak of level 2, Lin Kong was a whole level lower. Therefore, Lin Kong's retreating speed was not as fast as Mirongjing's forward speed. Caught up, Mirongjing caught up with Lin Kong. Another straight punch without any fancy moves, aimed at Lin Kong's chest, and attacked. This straight punch was full of flaws, and it was completely a straight punch used by a fighting rookie. Originally, Lin Kong could easily dodge it. However, Lin Kong could not dodge this straight punch, because Mirongjing's spiritual energy had predicted the direction that Lin Kong was about to dodge. Therefore, Lin Kong could only defend. He blocked his chest with his left arm, trying to defend against Mirongjing's straight punch. But, swish, the wisps of spiritual energy on Mirongjing's fist suddenly rotated clockwise. Originally, Lin Kong was confident that he could defend against Mirongjing's full-strength attack. But when he saw the spiritual energy rotating on the fist, a huge sense of uneasiness rose from Lin Kong's mind. Run, run, you can't block it. Yes, Lin Kong's intuition told him that his left arm couldn't block this straight punch at all, and he kept urging himself to turn around and run. Lin Kong wanted to escape very much. But the problem was that Mirongjing's spiritual energy could predict Lin Kong's movements. There was no way to escape. Lin Kong couldn't escape at all. He couldn't block it, and he couldn't escape. The deep fear, like the palm of the god of death, grabbed Lin Kong's heart. It almost stopped his heartbeat. When Lin Kong was extremely frightened, Lin Kingfin outside the freezer was secretly worried about Mirongjing. Jingjing, she is such a fool. It is obvious that her attack can't cause substantial damage to Lin Kong, but she still confronts him head-on. That Lin Kong is full of tricks, and he must be thinking of a trick to wait for Jingjing. Alas, Jingjing, she has the superpower, Vajra Blade, but she still wants to fight with her bare hands. What a fool, fool, fool. Why not just take out the Nepali army knife and kill the insidious and despicable Lin Kong in seconds? At the same time, in the freezer, Mirongjing's straight punch, which contained the rotating spiritual energy, first hit Lin Kong's left arm for defense. Crack! A clear fracture sounded. As expected, just as Lin Kong expected, his left arm failed to block Mirongjing's straight punch. The terrible thing was that after breaking his left arm, the straight punch continued to move forward, and the power contained in it did not weaken much. In other words, next, his chest could not block the attack of this straight punch. Once the defense of the chest was broken, Mirongjing's straight punch would directly, read the original text at LU number 9 at /bar, break Lin Kong's heart. If his heart is broken, Lin Kong will definitely die. Therefore, this punch must be blocked. The head shield that was originally on Lin Kong's neck suddenly appeared on Lin Kong's chest. Bang! Mirongjing's straight punch continued forward and hit the solid head shield. The strong force penetrated the head shield's defense, the liquid dragon armor's defense, and Lin Kong's flesh and blood defense, and hit the heart. The heart beat violently, but it was no big deal. Blocked. Successfully blocked. Lin Kong successfully blocked Mirongjing's straight punch that contained terrifying power. However, at this time, Mirongjing's cold voice rang in Lin Kong's ears. Haha, do you think you have escaped? Haha, I already knew that your head shield can move. Therefore, take another straight punch from me. As we all know, a person has 2 legs and 2 hands. 2 hands can be clenched into 2 fists. Mirongjing not only used her right fist to attack Lin Kong's heart, but also used her left fist to attack Lin Kong's stomach at the same time. However, Lin Kong only had 1 head shield. He could defend against Mirongjing's right fist that was attacking his heart, but he couldn't defend against Mirongjing's left fist. It's over. My stomach is going to be pierced. Once Lin Kong moved his head shield to defend his stomach, Mirongjing's right fist would crush Lin Kong's heart. However, once his stomach was pierced by a huge fist, Lin Kong would be close to death. If he was stabbed in the stomach by a knife, Lin Kong might still have a chance to survive. However, the wound caused by the fist was too big. Moreover, observing the swirling aura on Mirongjing's fist, Lin Kong estimated that as long as this fist hit his stomach, then, all the internal organs inside would be crushed by the violent aura on the fist. It's over, it's over. At this critical moment of life and death, Lin Kong thought of the simplest truth. As we all know, people have 2 legs and 2 hands. Lin Kong's left hand was broken when he was defending his heart, but he still had his right hand. What a slap in the face. Raising his right hand, Lin Kong decided to slap Mirongjing in the face. Among the 36 stratagems, this move is called, Besiege Way to Save You. With the determination to die together, Lin Kong exhaled this slap. Although Mirongjing would smash Lin Kong's stomach with one punch, Lin Kong would also slap Mirongjing's beautiful head directly. Damn it, let's die together. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 143: A Desperate Attack. However, Lin Kong's plan to die together failed, because, I have predicted your slap. Mirongjing showed Lin Kong a devilishly evil smile. She tilted her neck back. This action was enough for her to avoid Lin Kong's slap attack. Even if Lin Kong turned the Triceratops into his palm, it would be useless, because Mirongjing had calculated the distance. Lin Kong could not slap Mirongjing no matter what. Sure enough, Lin Kong's big slap missed. Even if 2 bright long horns emerged from this big palm, it could not poke Mirongjing's wide neck. At the same time, Mirongjing's left fist hit Lin Kong's stomach. The power contained in this left fist was enough to break the defense of the liquid dragon armor in Lin Kong's abdomen, thereby shattering all the internal organs in his stomach. At that time, Lin Kong would definitely die. However, after being hit in the abdomen by this left fist, Lin Kong showed a relaxed smile, because the short horn on Lin Kong's nose disappeared. Puff. Mirongjing's fist hit the short horn that suddenly appeared. As we all know, Triceratops has 4 legs and 3 horns. 2 long horns and 1 short horn. What will happen when a fist hits a hard short horn? Through. Mirongjing's left fist was pierced by the short horn. Blood flowed out. You are a despicable and insidious villain. Mirongjing gritted her teeth and cursed angrily. Originally, Mirongjing planned to kill Lin Kong in one move, but in the end, Lin Kong used that inconspicuous short horn to pierce her fist. Damn it, damn it, damn it, it's really damned. Mirongjing endured the pain in her left fist. She clenched her right fist with an angry expression, and attacked Lin Kong again. With the perception ability of spiritual energy, Mirongjing can predict Lin Kong's actions. With the rotation ability of spiritual energy, Mirongjing can easily break through Lin Kong's defense. Although the head shield is strong, it can be broken with a few more hits. As long as Mirongjing continuously attacks Lin Kong, she will soon be able to break the head shield, and the short horn on the nose can only be defended by Lin Kong at most. Therefore, as long as Mirongjing attacks Lin Kong with his hands and feet, Lin Kong will definitely not be able to defend all of them. As long as Lin Kong is hit by Mirongjing once, Lin Kong is finished. Therefore, once attacked by Mirongjing at close range, Lin Kong will definitely lose. However, Mirongjing's speed completely exceeds Lin Kong, and Lin Kong can't escape at all. Fuck, Jingjing is so awesome. Lin Kingfeng, who was at the door of the freezer, couldn't help but shout when he saw that Lin Kong's defense could not stop Mirongjing's fist at all. Damn, Jingjing? Wu Fei, who was standing aside, heard it and looked at Lin Kingfeng with a strange look. Lin Kingfeng was too lazy to hide, and stared at Wu Fei with a fierce look. Now, Mirongjing has taken the absolute upper hand, so Lin Kingfeng no longer has to be afraid of anything. As long as Lin Kong dies, Wu Fei is just a level 1 new human being, and there is no threat at all. Hearing the strength of Lin Kingfeng's level 2 new human being, Wu Fei shrank his neck and continued to pay attention to the battle in the freezer, hoping that Lin Kong could reverse this dangerous situation. It's terrible. This Mirongjing hasn't used superpowers yet, just using the skills of aura, and he hung up and beat Lin Kong. Wang's eyes lit up, lowered his voice, and muttered to himself, "The president is indeed a man chosen by God." Just as a battery, aura can be studied to such an amazing extent. Luminescence, perception, rotation. The use of these three auras is comparable to SS-level superpowers. In other words, no matter what kind of new human you are, no matter what your superpowers are, as long as you study with the president for a period of time, you will easily have SS-level superpowers. Lin Kong's dinosaur possession is an SS-level superpower. If Lin Kong is also at the peak of level 2, he can easily defeat Jing. However, Lin Kong's Triceratops is only at level 1, so, based on the current situation, this Lin Kong is completely unable to defeat Jing, who was guided by the president. Thinking of this, Wang couldn't help but turn his head to look at Wu Fei, Li Minutes, Sun Yixin and others, and thought with ill intentions in his heart, after all, this Lin Kong killed many of my enemies. If I don't kill a few of his friends to avenge him, I won't be able to get over it. In short, Lin Kong must win this battle against Jing. If he doesn't win, Wu Fei, Li Minutes, Sun Yixin and his wife, and even his father Lin Dashan, sister Lin Qiuqiao, and girlfriend Yi Xiago who are far away in Juzi village will die. The original text is available at Liu number 9 at book/bar. Moreover, Lin Kong's mother, who is in the president's laboratory, is also doomed to die. In any case, must win. In the freezer, Jing quickly approached Lin Kong. Lin Kong was retreating. "You country bumpkin who raises dinosaurs, you can't escape." Obediently die. Jing stomped the ground heavily, and her body shot towards Lin Kong like an arrow from a bow. Lin Kong could no longer escape. However, he no longer had to escape. The Tyrannosaurus Rex would have about 3 or 4 minutes to successfully condense the beat. Although it was anxious, it could not run out to save Lin Kong. But don't forget, there is a mysterious 7 black eggs behind Lin Kong's backpack. 7 black balls, come out. Just now, Jing's 2 punches were too sudden, and if the 7 black balls want to come out, they must drill out from the cracks of the 7 black eggs, which takes time. Therefore, Lin Kong just had no time to summon the 7 black balls. But now it is different. After resisting Jing's 2 punches, Lin Kong immediately commanded the 7 black balls to drill out of the eggshell. Although the 7 black balls can fly freely in the air, Lin Kong reached into his backpack and took out the 7 black balls. This was his little trick. He hid the ability of the 7 black balls to fly. However, the ability of 7 black freeze cannot be hidden. Otherwise, once Jing catches up with Lin Kong will be finished. Lin Kong held the 7 black balls in one hand, pointed at Jing, and shouted, "Shoot for me." 7 black freeze activated. The blue cold air was aimed at Jing who was rushing over. Because Jing wanted to catch up with Lin Kong as soon as possible, her body moved very fast and she could not avoid the attack of 7 black freeze at all. Therefore, even if she predicted that Lin Kong's hand would be raised in advance, she could not predict Lin Kong's 7 black balls. After all, Lin Kong did not know the existence of the 7 black balls. Therefore, Jing thought that Lin Kong only had 2 dinosaurs, the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Triceratops. This information gap directly turned Jing's good situation around in an instant. Jing was hit by 7 black frost. The terrifying blue cold air quickly swept over Jing's body. Then, crack, crack, crack as the sound of ice forming sounded, Jing, she turned into a human-shaped ice sculpture. Chapter 144 Breaking the Ice. Early morning, in the freezer. A cool autumn breeze came in from the big hole in the roof. Lin Kong looked at Jing, who was frozen into an ice sculpture, and watched her open eyes fixed in the air. A drop of cold sweat slowly flowed down Lin Kong's forehead, and his face was uncertain. Is it the end? Originally, Lin Kong's battle plan was designed around Jing's superpower, Vajra Blade. Unexpectedly, Jing was frozen by Lin Kong before she even used her superpower. However, What surprised Lin Kong the most was Mirongjing's control of aura. So far, Lin Kong has never met a new human who seriously developed his aura ability. Most people focus on their superpowers. After all, superpowers are much cooler than aura. Even Lin Kong, he has never thought about aura. He felt the aura flowing in the body of the Triceratops on his body, thinking in his heart, maybe he should let the dinosaurs learn how to use aura. Outside the freezer, Wu Feng was stunned for a moment, then jumped up and cheered, "Squad leader Lin, you are awesome, you froze this woman in one move." Seeing Mirongjing frozen into an ice sculpture, Zi Wang raised his thermos cup, slowly drank a sip of boiled water, and whispered to himself, "This dinosaur breeder is really scheming." The strange egg in his backpack was not used before, and it was taken out when Mirongjing thought she was going to win. "Well, I'd better stay away from this guy after this zombie fight is over." Unlike Wu Feng and Zi Wang, Lin Kong saw Lin Kong holding a black egg and freezing Mirongjing into an ice cube, and couldn't help shouting, "Jing!" But he stopped again after saying one word. Lin Kong originally believed in Mirongjing very much, because the battle plan formulated by Mirongjing last night was perfect and guaranteed to kill Lin Kong. But he didn't expect that after just one day, Lin Kong actually had another powerful black weapon. Because Lin Kong didn't know about the existence of the 7 black balls in advance, Mirongjing didn't make a strategy to deal with the 7 black balls. So, Lin Kong looked at Mirongjing, who was hit and stood there unable to move. He understood that Mirongjing was finished. So, he quickly put away his worried expression and put on an expression that was happy for Lin Kong. And, he shouted from a distance, "Brother, you fought well. You froze that violent girl in an instant. You are really awesome." Yes, for the sake of his own life, Lin Kong once again turned from Mirongjing to Lin Kong. As for love, haha, love is precious, but life is more precious. Let love go wherever it's cool. As for the president, Lin Kong and Mirongjing are completely opposite. Mirongjing admires the president very much, but Lin Kong just regards the president as a powerful backer. Now, seeing that Lin Kong defeated Mirongjing, Lin Kong naturally changed his backer to Lin Kong again. The end of the world is coming, and there are all kinds of mutant zombies everywhere. The only way to survive is to find a good backer. At the beginning, Lin Kong looked down on Lin Kong's strength, but after just 2 or 3 days of growth, Lin Kong has become so strong that Lin Kong can hardly reach a height. Moreover, this is because Lin Kong's dinosaurs have not grown up completely. Once all of Lin Kong's dinosaurs have evolved, Lin Kong can hardly imagine what kind of abnormal situation Lin Kong's strength will reach. Therefore, Lin Kong's choice to submit to Lin Kong again is the wisest choice at the moment. However, what Lin Kong didn't know was that Lin Kong had already had a murderous intention against Lin Kong. Because Lin Kong had already captured Mirongjing, the leader of the soldiers, he could get the information he needed from Mirongjing. Lin Kong has lost his value of use, and coupled with Lin Kong's fence-sitting behavior, Lin Kong naturally wants to get rid of this hidden danger. If Lin Kong is not eliminated, if Lin Kong, this traitor, wants to leak Lin Kong's information to the enemy again, Lin Kong's situation will become very dangerous. In fact, Mirongjing's attack this time is also quite dangerous. If it weren't for the 7 black balls jumping out of the 7 black eggs, Lin Kong might have been killed directly by Mirongjing. Thinking of this, Lin Kong was also scared. But according to the time, the Tyrannosaurus Rex should be able to condense the bead successfully in 3 or 4 minutes. The original text is available at LU number 9/. Looking at the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the freezer, Lin Kong felt more at ease. He decided that after the Tyrannosaurus Rex condensed the beads, he would let the Triceratops start to condense the spiritual beads, and then kill more mutant zombies to collect more fog droplets so that the 7 black balls can grow stronger. The future plan was quickly formed in Lin Kong's mind. Then, what Lin Kong had to do next was to force Mirongjing to tell him the location of the laboratory. However, seeing how Mirongjing worshipped the president crazily, the possibility of getting the location of the laboratory from her might be low. If Mirongjing was stubborn, Lin Kong would use some very cruel means. In order to find out the whereabouts of his mother, Lin Kong would not be merciful. Even though Mirangjing was pretty, Lin Kong would still destroy her without hesitation. He took a step forward. Lin Kong took out the machete from his waist. He stretched out his hand, intending to untie the ice layer on Mirangjing's abdomen, and then stabbed the machete in. In this way, Mirangjing, whose Danshan was damaged, would not be able to use spiritual energy. However, before Lin Kong touched the ice layer, suddenly, a slight cracking sound was heard. A small crack appeared on the ice layer. After the sound, it seemed as if a fuse was lit. The sound of the ice layer cracking continued to sound around Mirangjing. Retreat. Lin Kong retreated 3 or 4 steps. Oh no, Mirangjing can actually break free from the SS level skill. 7 Black Freeze. Lin Kong, who thought it was not good, also reacted very quickly. While retreating, he grabbed the 7 black balls and used his superpowers on Mirangjing again. 7 Black Freeze. Activated. The cold blue air rushed towards Mirangjing fiercely like a flood. The ice layer on Mirangjing's body just broke and fell off, and she was frozen into an ice sculpture again before she had time to be free for half a second. Moreover, after using 7 Black Freeze once, Lin Kong immediately activated it for the second time. The blue cold air enveloped Mirangjing's whole body, and the ice layer on her body was doubled again. Chapter 145. 2 minutes left. At the door of the freezer, Wu Fei, who had just cheered for Lin Kong's victory, was shocked when he saw Lin Kong's sudden retreat. No way, is the battle not over yet? When Zi Wang saw Mirangjing break free from the ice sculpture, he curled his lips. It seemed that the show was not over yet. So, Zi Wang held a thermos cup left by his mother and continued to look forward to the outbreak of the battle with great interest. As for Lin Kingfeng, he was more entangled. Mirangjing, what are you doing? If you can kill Lin Kong, please kill him quickly. It makes it difficult for me to stand on the side. As a fence-sitter who will fall to the side of the powerful, Lin Kingfeng seemed very hard to see that the battle situation in the freezer had changed again. Because once Mirangjing can break through the freezing of the strange black ball, then, with Mirangjing's terrifying control of spiritual energy, Lin Kong will have no room for resistance at all. The perception ability of the spirit energy can predict Lin Kong's upcoming actions. The rotation ability of the spirit energy can break the defense that Lin Kong's Triceratops is proud of. And in terms of speed, Mirangjing has the upper hand, and Lin Kong can't run away. In short, in one sentence, as long as 7 Black Freeze can't freeze Mirangjing, Lin Kong will definitely lose. At that time, Lin Kingfeng will have to betray Lin Kong again and throw himself into Mirangjing's gentle embrace. Inside the freezer, after Mirangjing was frozen by 7 Black Freeze twice, her body was covered with a thick layer of transparent ice. But, to be on the safe side, Lin Kong continued to use 7 Black Freeze 3 more times. The blue cold air lingered around Mirangjing's body. The ice layer on the surface of her skin was constantly thickening. Half a meter. The thickness of the ice layer is as thick as half a meter. At this moment, Mirangjing seemed to be covered by a small iceberg. Do you want to use 7 Black Freeze a few more times? Lin Kong hesitated. On the one hand, he was worried that Mirangjing would break free from the 5 layers of 7 Black Freeze, so it would be safer to apply a few more layers. But on the other hand, if he used up all the times for 7 Black Freeze, once Mirangjing broke through the ice, he would no longer have any means to save his life. The Tyrannosaurus Rex still had more than 3 minutes to get out of the freezer. With Mirangjing's moving speed, once Lin Kong used up the 7 Black Freeze, he would not be able to survive these long 3 minutes. After thinking again and again, Lin Kong continued to step back a few steps. He did not intend to continue to apply 7 Black Freeze to Mirangjing. If Mirangjing could break through the 5 layers of ice, then Lin Kong estimated that more 7 Black Freeze would be in vain. It would be a wise choice to save the times for 7 Black Freeze. For backup, Lin Kong's eyes watched Mirangjing's every move without blinking. His nerves were tense, and his mind was running rapidly. If Mirangjing comes out later, How can I resist her powerful rotating aura? Mirangjing's aura perception ability is also quite tricky. How can I restrain her from predicting my actions? Moreover, in the battle later, should I take the initiative to attack, or delay time to wait for the support of the Tyrannosaurus Rex? Many thoughts were flying in Lin Kong's mind. He felt that the dark clouds of death were gathering above his head again. The freezer became quiet, leaving only Lin Kong's heart beating bang bang. He was waiting. He was nervously waiting for Mirangjing's next move. At the door of the freezer, Wu Fei, Ziwang, Lin Kong and others were also holding their breath and waiting, not daring to speak, for fear of disturbing the life and death battle inside. Tick, tick. Time passed by second. Every second was very long for Lin Kong. About 30 seconds later, Mirangjing in the iceberg still did not move. For Lin Kong, these 30 seconds seemed like 30 days. After seeing Mirangjing fall into a state of stillness for half a minute, the highly nervous Lin Kong couldn't help but relax. Suddenly, he caught a glimpse of the wisps of spiritual energy wrapped around his body. These spiritual energies all belonged to Mirangjing. As long as these spiritual energies were attached to Lin Kong, Mirangjing could predict Lin Kong's next body movements based on the information transmitted by the spiritual energy. Because these spiritual energies were in gaseous form and could not be destroyed, Lin Kong was helpless against these spiritual energies. Originally, Mirangjing's spiritual energy was just slowly and unconsciously floating around Lin Kong's body. But suddenly, these wisps of spiritual energy accelerated the speed of floating. The phenomenon of accelerated floating speed means that the owner of the spiritual energy has not lost consciousness. Looking up, Lin Kong's face changed drastically. The original text is available at Liu number 9/. Sure enough, 7 Black Frost could not freeze Mirangjing at all. Although the iceberg on Mirangjing's body showed no signs of breaking, it moved. Mirangjing's plump lips began to move. Not only her mouth, but even Mirangjing's eyes were blinking. Then, a cold and ruthless word came out of Mirangjing's mouth. "Hey, you who raises dinosaurs. I'm really sorry. In order to prevent you from interfering with the great cause of the president, I must kill you, and your whole family." As soon as the voice fell, crack, 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 the huge iceberg was instantly covered with spiderweb-like cracks. Bang! With the sound of a blast, the entire iceberg immediately collapsed. Seeing this scene, Lin Kong was shocked. Mirangjing really had a backup plan. The half-meter thick ice layer was easily broken by her in less than a minute. Fortunately, Lin Kong did not fire all the 7 Black Frost at once. Otherwise, Lin Kong would have no means to delay Mirangjing. Tap tap. Mirangjing stepped on the broken ice on the ground and walked towards Lin Kong step by step. On her face, there was a hint of entanglement in her cold expression. Lin Kong did not have time to analyze the entangled expression on Mirangjing's face. He looked at the time on the computer. According to Ziwang's estimation, 2 minutes. The Tyrannosaurus Rex still has 2 minutes to condense the bead successfully. Now is the critical moment when the Tyrannosaurus Rex is condensing the spiritual energy beads, and it cannot be interrupted. Therefore, the Tyrannosaurus Rex cannot come out to help Lin Kong. However, as long as it delays for another 2 minutes, the evolved Tyrannosaurus Rex can jump out of the freezer. With the Tyrannosaurus Rex's forbidden fire eyes, the Tyrannosaurus Rex's ghostly speed, and its indestructible sharp teeth, Lin Kong felt that he still had a chance to kill Mirangjing. Chapter 146. 1 minute left. At the door of the freezer, Wu Fei clenched his fist angrily and hammered the door. Damn, how can this bitch be so powerful? She broke such a thick layer of ice. She is really a pervert. Compared to the worried Wu Fei, Ziwang, who was holding a thermos cup, seemed very excited, because he could feel that Mirangjing had begun to take it seriously. Ziwang estimated that Mirangjing would directly use the strongest means to kill Lin Kong, who raised dinosaurs, in seconds. Although the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the freezer still had 2 minutes to come out to help Lin Kong, Ziwang felt that Mirangjing would not give Lin Kong so much time. While Ziwang was looking forward to Lin Kong's blood splattering on the spot, Lin Kong did not think that Lin Kong would definitely lose. After all, when he was in Orange Village, Lin Kong used many tricks. With the power of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, he beat Lin Kong, who could fly, to his knees and beg for mercy. Lin Kong felt that Lin Kong, the old shady guy, must have some strange tricks waiting for Murong. Until the last moment, Lin Kong could not be sure who would win or lose between Murong and Lin Kong. However, when Lin Kong thought that Lin Kong would use a shady trick to kill, Lin Kong was thinking about delaying time, 2 minutes. As long as I can delay for 2 minutes and wait for the Tyrannosaurus Rex to come out to cooperate with my actions, I can turn defeat into victory. Yes, Lin Kong has already thought about cooperating with the Tyrannosaurus Rex. If I use that trick, even if Murong can predict my body movements, she will not be able to defend. In short, as long as the Tyrannosaurus Rex can jump out of the freezer and launch a forbidden fire eye, everything will be easy. Decision. Lin Kong decided to use the mouth cannon tactics to delay for a few dozen seconds. So, he backed away, while saying sarcastically, "Haha, don't apologize here. If you really feel sorry, just let me and my family go. Even if you have to kill me, you can at least let my family go." Seeing Lin Kong backing away, Murong pace also quickened. The tangled look on her face became more intense, and her cold tone even carried a hint of sadness. "Actually, I was originally a good person." Lin Kong went from backing away to jogging backwards, and at the same time, he laughed and said, "You are still a good person. Haha, forget it. Do you know that my sister is only 10 years old? You don't even let a 10-year-old child go, and you still say you are a good person. If you are a good person, then everyone in the world is a saint. Bah, you dead bitch." Originally, Lin Kong didn't intend to scold Murong, but, as he spoke, Lin Kong couldn't help it. After all, Lin Kong felt that Murong was too shameless. She was clearly going to kill Lin Kong's family, but Murong still claimed to be a good person. This was equivalent to being a bitch, but she still wanted to establish a chastity arch. Yes, a bitch. Wu Fei, who was at the door of the freezer, also cursed angrily. After all, if Murong killed Lin Kong's family, it is estimated that even he, Wu Fei, would not let her go. While cursing, Wu Fei secretly circulated the spiritual energy in his body. Estimating the distance between himself and Murong, Wu Fei found that his superpowers could hit Murong. If necessary, he would use Wrath of the Earth to help Lin Kong deal with Murong. However, when Wrath of the Earth was activated, there would be a very obvious ground-shaking phenomenon. Therefore, Wu Fei could only achieve the effect of a surprise attack when he used Wrath of the Earth to attack for the first time. The superpowers were ready, and Wu Fei's eyes were fixed on the two people in the freezer. Facing Lin Kong's ridicule and insults, Murong did not show an angry expression. The tangled color on her face faded, and her tone turned cold again. "I used to be a good person, but now, I am willing to transform into a devil with blood on my hands for the great president." After the voice fell, Murong expression became firm. She looked at Lin Kong as if she was looking at a dead person. Swish. Murong pulled out the Nepalese army knife. Vajra blade. Activate. Buzz. The golden light wrapped the Nepalese army knife in it. Read the original text at LU number 9 at book/bar. The already sharp Nepalese army knife suddenly became even more chilling. Whoosh. The spiritual energy rushed onto the blade and rotated clockwise around the tip of the blade. This is an advanced skill of using spiritual energy, rotation. The skill of rotation of spiritual energy looks very simple and plain, but it allows Murong simple fist to easily break through Lin Kong's defense. Now, this technique is used on the tip of the Nepali saber. If the sharpness of the Nepali saber is recorded as the number 1, then, with the blessing of Vajra blade, the sharpness becomes the number 10, and with the blessing of the rotation technique, the sharpness instantly becomes 100! And the defense of Lin Kong's liquid dragon armor is about 20. Even if Lin Kong uses a solid head shield to resist, the defense will only rise to 40 at most. In this way, the difference between the two is immediately determined, because the enemy's attack power is too strong and the ability of spiritual energy perception is too abnormal. Therefore, no matter what method Lin Kong uses, He cannot defend against Murong-Jing's attack. As long as Murong-Jing's next knife hits the vital point, Lin Kong will definitely die. Bang! He stepped heavily on the ground, and the cement floor cracked instantly. The cracks extended from his feet like a spider web. This powerful kick caused Murong-Jing to rush towards Lin Kong like lightning. The knife was raised. Murong-Jing was going to chop Lin Kong, but there was only 1 minute left. The Tyrannosaurus Rex only had 60 seconds left to successfully condense the beat. However, Murong-Jing was no longer talking to Lin Kong. He had to find a way to delay for another 60 seconds. Lin Kong gritted his teeth, thinking rapidly, while turning around and running to the corner of the freezer. Before turning around, the spiritual energy around Lin Kong's body had already sensed the subtle changes in Lin Kong's muscles and predicted the direction in which Lin Kong was going. Bang! Murong-Jing stomped the ground hard, turned a step ahead and rushed in front of Lin Kong. The Nepalese saber was raised again. Lin Kong looked at the spiritual energy on his body helplessly. He knew that as long as the spiritual energy was attached to him, Murong-Jing could always stop him one step ahead. Seeing the saber falling, Lin Kong suddenly widened his eyes, raised his hand and pointed behind Murong-Jing, shouting, "Hey, President!" Chapter 147 The Last Second. What? The President? Murong-Jing was stunned for a moment, and she turned around reflexively. She could ignore other people, but as a person of faith of Murong-Jing, she couldn't help but look back. Behind her, there was nothing. She was fooled. Being fooled didn't really matter. What mattered was that this country bumpkin who raised dinosaurs actually used the president to fool her. This was something Murong-Jing couldn't tolerate. You can call me a bitch, call me cold-blooded and heartless, but you absolutely cannot offend the great president. Murong-Jing was angry. Bloodshot instantly filled her eyes. Turning around, she roared at Lin Kong, "You actually made fun of my president." Unforgivable. The sound was so loud that even the glass of the window was shaking. Everyone at the door of the freezer frowned. They could feel Murong-Jing's anger from her fierce roar. Wu Fei's Rage of the Earth was ready to be activated at any time. He clenched his fists, waiting for the critical moment to strike. Zi Wang clenched the thermos cup in his arms, staring at Murong-Jing's Nepalese saber without blinking. This saber with Vajra blade and rotation skills will be indestructible and break everything. Zi Wang was looking forward to seeing the bloody scene of Lin Kong being cut in half by a knife. Thinking of such an exciting scene, Zi Wang couldn't help shaking his thermos cup, and his eyes revealed a bloodthirsty light. Chop, chop, chop him to death. As for Lin Kong on the side, he also felt that Lin Kong should kneel down at this moment. Although Lin Kong still had a Tyrannosaurus Rex, the fiery red Tyrannosaurus Rex was still in the freezer, and there was no time to support Lin Kong. At the same time, Lin Kong felt a little sad in his heart because of Murong-Jing's anger. Haha, this woman keeps saying that she likes me, but her heart clearly belongs to the president. In the freezer, there are still 30 seconds. Damn, why are there still 30 seconds? It's too late. This crazy woman is going to chop me to death. Lin Kong looked behind him anxiously, and he was shocked to find that Murong-Jing's speed was twice as fast under the blessing of anger. Originally, Lin Kong couldn't run faster than Murong-Jing, who had the ability to predict the future, and now, he couldn't escape even more. It's too late. The Tyrannosaurus Rex is too late to support himself. Even if time is accelerated by 30 seconds now, the Tyrannosaurus Rex can't jump out of the freezer to support himself. Therefore, I can't expect the rescue of the Tyrannosaurus Rex anymore. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. There are probably 2 seconds left, and Murong-Jing can catch up with me and chop me in half with one knife. I must come up with a way to turn defeat into victory within these 2 seconds. Got it? The place ahead is where the ammunition is stored. I can use the explosive power of the grenade to temporarily distract Murong-Jing's actions. No, there is a delay of 3 or 4 seconds between pulling the safety pin and exploding the grenade. With such a long time, I would have been split in half. After rejecting this plan, Murong-Jing moved closer, even though Lin Kong was trying hard to escape. But, 1 second, one more second. In 1 second, the indestructible Nepalese army knife will fall on Lin Kong. What should I do? What should I do? It's over. It's over. What can I think of in such a short time? I can't do it. I can't think of it. I'm dead. Lin Kong thought desperately, facing this raised fatal knife, facing the enemy who can predict his actions, facing the enemy who is far stronger than himself. The haze of despair deeply enveloped Lin Kong. He closed his eyes in despair. Forget it. In just 1 second, I couldn't think of a solution. Let's just give up. If I give up thinking, Lin Kong will surely die, and he will lose any chance of survival. In this last second of life and death, the most basic primitive skill, telepathy, activate. All the dinosaurs felt Lin Kong's despair. The Triceratops attached to his body sent a thought to Lin Kong. Dad, don't give up. Don't give up. The Triceratops always likes to repeat its words. The 7 black balls in his hand also sent its thoughts to Lin Kong. There was no meaning, only a chill breath from hell that quickly spread throughout Lin Kong's body. Lin Kong shuddered and instantly recovered from the fear of death. He was no longer afraid of death. Finally, the one who sent a thought to Lin Kong was the Tyrannosaurus rex, to be precise. The Tyrannosaurus rex did not say anything, it just made a sharp roar. This roar was just like the roar it made when it was weak in Orange Village, facing the powerful, jumping zombie. It's great to be powerful, but I still dare to bite you to death. The original text can be read in Liu number 9 at book/bar. Not afraid at all. After this fearless spirit was conveyed into Lin Kong's mind, Lin Kong instantly became fearless. Go, 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 go. You, a piece of trash, want to kill me, haha, so naive. With the tyrannical will of the Tyrannosaurus rex, Lin Kong was not only not afraid of Mirongjing, but he even looked down on Mirongjing, a weak chicken. 1 second. It was enough. With the blessing of the 7 black balls, the Triceratops, and the Tyrannosaurus rex, Lin Kong's brain speed reached an unprecedented level. Thank you, dear dinosaurs. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you for letting me continue to persevere. It didn't take a second. It only took Lin Kong 1/10 of a second to come up with a way to deal with it. In the first step, Lin Kong shouted to Wu Fei, fly. Wu Fei, who was always paying attention to this side, immediately used Wrath of the Earth. At the feet of Mirongjing, the earth began to shake. In the second step, Lin Kong threw the 7 black balls in his hand upwards. According to Mirongjing's perception ability, she should have discovered my movements 1 step ahead. However, she would never have thought of what I wanted to do. In the third step, Lin Kong did not run away but advanced instead. He rushed towards Mirongjing. He rushed towards her without fear. He rushed forward without hesitation. Mirongjing, who was perceiving all of Lin Kong's movements, could not help but smile disdainfully in her heart. What a fool! He actually wanted to use that weird black ball to freeze me. As long as I arrange the spiritual energy on the surface of my body at a high speed, I can completely block the cold air of the black ball. In other words, 7 black freeze is ineffective against Mirongjing. However, the target of 7 black freeze is not Mirongjing, but the soles of Lin Kong's feet. To be precise, it is the section of ground that Lin Kong leads to Mirongjing. Crack, crack, crack. The ground froze. Lin Kong, who was originally sprinting, jumped onto the ice. Because the friction of the ice is extremely low, after Lin Kong jumped up, his body slid towards Mirongjing at high speed. While sliding, Lin Kong raised his hands. Although Mirongjing could predict that Lin Kong's hands would make an insertion action, however, she had no idea what Lin Kong would use to insert, nor could she think of where Lin Kong would insert it. At this time, bang! Wu Fei's Wrath of the Earth finally ended the prelude, and a pillar of earth emerged from the ground. This pillar of earth emerged from under Mirongjing's feet. As a result, Mirongjing's body was pushed towards Lin Kong. Mirongjing was fast, and she did not have the superpower of flying, so she could only let her body hit Lin Kong. While flying in the air, she finally figured out Lin Kong's insertion action, but she was too late. Being in the air, she had no way to use the force to turn around, so she could not resist Lin Kong's next attack. Snap! Lin Kong grabbed Mirongjing's wrist. Then, with a clever flip, under Lin Kong's guidance, the Nepalese machete in Mirongjing's hand was stabbed into Mirongjing's stomach. If it was an ordinary weapon, it would be fine even if it was stabbed. But this Nepalese machete not only has the Vajra blade attached, but also has the rotation aura. Puff. Murongjing's stomach was instantly crushed by the indestructible Nepalese machete. Bang! Murongjing fell heavily to the ground, and she lay on the ground like a dead dog. Murongjing, whose danshan was broken in her abdomen, has lost the ability to fight. So far, Lin Kong's counterattack, a great victory. Chapter 148 Battle Summary. At the door of the freezer, everyone was stunned when they saw the arrogant Murongjing being killed by a counterattack. The previous second, Lin Kong was still desperately running away, and everyone thought then Lin Kong was dead. The next second, Lin Kong's expression suddenly changed from despair to fearlessness, and he rushed towards Murongjing. The previous second, Murongjing's Nepalese machete was still carrying unmatched power to slash at Lin Kong. The next second, Murongjing's Nepalese machete was inserted into her stomach. The previous second, Murongjing had an absolute advantage in strength. The next second, she lay on the floor like a dead dog. The battle happened so quickly that everyone was stunned. Even Wu Fei, who used the land of the earth, never expected that his earth pillar would play such a big role. After being stunned for a moment, Wu Fei showed an ecstatic look. He raised his fist and cheered in celebration. Squad leader Lin, you bastard, I knew that your despair before was all fake. The purpose is to reduce the enemy's defense and defeat the enemy with the last blow. Wu Fei thought that Lin Kong's fear was fake, because when Lin Kong instructed Wu Fei to fight Go Yanqing before, he asked Wu Fei to irritate Go Yanqing and get beaten many times in order to reduce Go Yanqing's vigilance and make Go Yanqing show a flaw. Then, at the moment when he showed a flaw, he seized the opportunity and delivered a fatal blow. However, this time, the battle between Lin Kong and Murongjing was completely different from the battle with Wu Fei. Lin Kong was really scared at that time. Originally, the strategy that Lin Kong planned in his mind at the beginning was to deal with Murongjing's Vajra blade. As a result, Murongjing hardly used Vajra blade, and only used 3 techniques of using spiritual energy. These 3 powerful skills completely destroyed Lin Kong's combat strategy, so he began to panic. Then, Murongjing easily dissolved the 5 layers of 7 black frost on his body with her understanding of spiritual energy. At that time, Lin Kong was already a little scared. Finally, Murongjing used Vajra blade and spin skills to double the terrifying knife. That knife contained great pressure, which made Lin Kong's heart go from fear to deep fear. It even reminded Lin Kong of the fear he felt when facing the level 3 zombies. In addition, Lin Kong's delaying strategy of waiting for the Tyrannosaurus Rex did not work. Under the double frustration, a huge sense of powerlessness instantly spread throughout Lin Kong's body. Although Lin Kong is a very calm person, he is still afraid of death. When the sickle of the god of death was placed on his neck, he was desperate from the bottom of his heart. However, fortunately, Lin Kong opened 3 plugins. With the help of Triceratops, 7 black balls, and Tyrannosaurus Rex, Lin Kong was successfully cheered up from the mood of despair. And because Murongjing was very angry at that time, in addition, Murongjing's fighting skills were super bad. And because Murongjing couldn't predict Wu Fei's movements in advance, she didn't know that a stone pillar would pop up under her feet. Anger exposed a flaw, poor fighting skills, no scruples about Wu Fei, a mere level 1 new human. With these 3 factors added together, Murongjing was killed by Lin Kong in 1 move. Gurgle Lin Kingfing swallowed habitually, after he saw Murongjing, who had a great advantage, was beaten into a dog in an instant. There was only one thought left in his mind: I will never betray again. The first time Lin Kingfing wanted to betray was by the river, but Lin Kong chopped off the head of goddess Lin Kingfing with a knife. The second time Lin Kingfing wanted to assassinate Lin Kong was on the rooftop opposite the exchange, but Lin Kong's back scared Lin Kingfing so much that he didn't dare to pull the trigger of the sniper rifle. The third time Lin Kingfing tried to get rid of Lin Kong with Murongjing. He thought Murongjing could cut Lin Kong in half with one knife, but unexpectedly, at the last moment, Lin Kong killed Murongjing again and again. This guy is so damn insidious. No matter what situation he is in, This guy can always use a strange trick to kill his opponent. Lin Kong even feels that the mysterious president may not be as good as Lin Kong, the old shady guy. In short, after this battle, Lin Kong will never dare to be a fence-sitter again. He decided that from now on, he would always lean towards Lin Kong. However, what Lin Kong didn't expect was that Lin Kong had already decided to kill him in his heart. This Lin Kong is really a pervert. Zi Wang on the side also trembled and raised the thermos cup, and drank a mouthful of boiled water in fear. To be honest, when Lin Kong killed Goof in 1 second, Zi Wang knew that Lin Kong was a pervert. However, what Zi Wang did not expect was that Lin Kong would be so abnormal. Inside the freezer, the original text is available at 6:9. The fragments of internal organs flowed out with the blood. Mirangjing curled up on the floor, her body twitching constantly. As a new human at the peak of level 2, as long as the heart and head and other vital parts were not fatally injured, she would not die. Even if her stomach was pierced, her extraordinary healing power of new humans could make her return to normal. In about 5 or 6 days, all the internal organs in Mirangjing's stomach will grow out. However, before that, Mirangjing could only hold her stomach with a big hole, and her face was twisted and wailing in pain. It hurts so much. No, I can't faint yet. For the president, I must continue to fight. Even though the pain hit her head, she still gritted her teeth to keep herself awake. Even though her Danshan was broken and her spiritual energy became difficult to control, Mirangjing still wanted to stand up and continue to attack. We must not let Lin Kong ruin the president's plan. We must kill him. With such a firm belief, Mirangjing trembled with both hands, supported on the ground, and tried her best to lift her upper body. However, Lin Kong walked over slowly and reached for his waist with his right hand. Puff, puff. 2 machetes pierced her shoulders. Mirangjing's hands suddenly lost control, and her upper body, which had just been lifted a little, fell to the ground again. Because of the serious injury to her abdomen, Mirangjing's legs were unable to move. So far, she no longer had any means of resistance. Lin Kong stepped on Mirangjing's pretty face. Although Lin Kong won an absolute victory in this battle, however, there was not much joy on his face, because Lin Kong was not very satisfied with the result of this battle. I was too impatient, and my character still needs to be improved. If I were calm enough, I would not let myself fall into such a desperate situation. In fact, if you analyze the whole battle carefully, Lin Kong found that Mirangjing revealed many fatal flaws. Therefore, Lin Kong was quite upset. I should have seized these flaws in time, instead of just thinking about delaying time and waiting for the support of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. What if the Tyrannosaurus Rex cannot immediately join the battle after condensing the pearl? Wouldn't I be doomed? Therefore, in the future battles, I must focus on thinking about what I have, and not put all my hopes on things in the future. Chapter 149 Stapler Torture. After briefly summarizing the lessons of this battle, Lin Kong no longer dwelled on his mistakes, because the next thing was more important. Lin Kong had to force Mirangjing to tell him the whereabouts of the laboratory. The identity of the president of the Salvation Chamber of Commerce was too mysterious, and his whereabouts were unknown. Only from the leader of the meteorite team could Lin Kong learn the whereabouts of the president's laboratory. Although Mirangjing had lost her combat effectiveness, she was a new human at the peak of level 2 after all. So, to be on the safe side, Lin Kong tied Mirangjing to a pillar. Tick 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 tick. Drops of blood flowed from Mirangjing's ruptured stomach. However, the speed of blood flow was gradually slowing down. On the one hand, the blood in Mirangjing's body was about to run out, and on the other hand, the blood vessels were repairing themselves rapidly. I believe that in another 5 or 6 minutes, Mirangjing's wound will be completely healed. Lin Kong looked at it and couldn't help but admire it. As expected of a master at the peak of level 2, his physical fitness is amazing. In this way, Lin Kong doesn't have to worry about Mirangjing bleeding to death during the interrogation. I advise you to kill me quickly. Otherwise, when I recover, I will kill you without hesitation, and your whole family. Mirangjing's face was still unwilling. Obviously, she had the absolute upper hand, but she was ambushed by a soil pillar of Wufeic, and Wufeic was still a level 1 scum, which was the most unacceptable to her. "I'm sorry, great president, I couldn't help you solve the trouble, but even if I die, I won't betray you." Mirongjing had already learned from Lin Kingfeng the purpose of Lin Kong's search for her. Therefore, although Mirongjing was captured alive by Lin Kong, she had already made up her mind to die. It's a pity that she doesn't know how to self-destruct, otherwise, she will definitely self-destruct directly and die with Lin Kong. "Looking at your attitude, you won't tell me the location of the laboratory directly." Lin Kong hugged his injured left arm and frowned. With the blessing of dinosaur possession, Lin Kong's physical fitness has been greatly improved, so his fractured left arm is recovering automatically and quickly. There is also an itchy feeling inside the broken wound. This proves that his wound has begun to grow flesh. In a few hours, Lin Kong's fractured left hand will be able to recover freely. "Bah, don't even think about getting anything useful from my mouth." Mirongjing spit a mouthful of bloody phlegm on Lin Kong's face. Lin Kong couldn't avoid it, but he was not angry, but smiled slightly. "Sorry, I am proficient in 36 kinds of king torture. Under these tortures, you will say anything." After speaking, Lin Kong called Lin Kingfeng over. Lin Kingfeng ran over with a smile on his face. "Brother, what do you want me for?" Lin Kong didn't say anything at first, but just lifted Lin Kingfeng's clothes and wiped the bloody phlegm off his face. Then, suddenly, bang! A powerful punch hit Lin Kingfeng's stomach. "Ah, brother, what are you doing?" Lin Kingfeng was like a cooked shrimp, holding his stomach in pain, bending over, and looking at Lin Kong in confusion. Lin Kong said coldly, "You told this woman everything about me. Do you think I will let you go?" As he said that, Lin Kong stabbed Lin Kingfeng's stomach again. Lin Kingfeng was already seriously injured, and his broken arm had not yet fully grown, so he was no match for Lin Kong. Moreover, the hair on his wings had not grown, so he could not fly away. He could not fight or run. Lin Kingfeng could only hold his bleeding stomach and kneel down to beg Lin Kong for mercy. Brother, I was wrong. Please let me go. Please, let me live. I promise I will never dare to betray you again." Without waiting for Lin Kong to answer, Mirongjing, who was tied to the pillar, took the lead and shouted, "What are you doing? Come to me if you have any problems. Let my Kingfeng go." Seeing Lin Kong bullying Lin Kingfeng, Mirongjing's heart hurt like a knife. The original text is available at Liu number 9/. Lin Kong was very surprised when he heard it. "Oh, haha, you actually care about Lin Kingfeng." Originally, he decided to kill Lin Kingfeng directly. However, Mirongjing, who was stubborn, actually cared about Lin Kingfeng so much, so Lin Kong had a vicious idea. He decided to let Lin Kingfeng and Mirongjing be tortured at the same time. In order to find the laboratory where his mother was imprisoned, Lin Kong would probably be willing to torture people, even to eat human flesh. In a way, Lin Kong and Mirongjing are the same kind of people. Mirongjing, for the great cause of saving the world for the president, she is willing to do everything, even killing people, even killing children. In order to save his mother who was captured for experiments, Lin Kong is willing to do anything cruel, even the most vicious and painful torture on a pretty woman. After being beaten, Lin Kingfeng was tied to the same pillar with Mirongjing. Lin Kingfeng, who was beaten black and blue, cried and begged Lin Kong, Brother, I helped you find the team leader. Even if I have no credit, I have worked hard. Please let me go." He kept begging because he read something called cruel from Lin Kong's eyes. Perhaps, next, something very terrifying will be imposed on him. When Lin Kingfeng thought of this, his heart started beating with fear. Lin Kong ignored Lin Kingfeng's plea for mercy. He turned around and shouted, "Ziwang, come here." "Brother Lin Kong, if you have anything to ask, just tell me. I promise to do it for you." Ziwang bent over and said respectfully. When he spoke, he didn't even dare to look up and look directly into Lin Kong's eyes. The end of the world is coming, and the laws that bind mankind have collapsed. Now, whoever has the bigger fist is the boss. Although he is the cultivation expert of the Salvation Chamber of Commerce, Ziwang doesn't care about loyalty. In the end of the world, one's own life is the most important. As for loyalty, haha, go wherever it's cool. Besides, Zi Wang has never seen the legendary president, so after this battle, Zi Wang has decided to follow Lin Kong. Whatever Lin Kong tells him to do, he will do it. Whoever he tells him to kill, he will kill. Lin Kong ordered, find some tools, staplers, nails, hammers, pliers, alcohol lamps, broken glass, etc. The more the better. Yes. Zi Wang quickly stepped back and urged his men to find these tools together. The tools were brought up one after another. Lin Kong didn't waste any words. He used these tools to inhumanely torture Lin Qingfeng and Mirongjing, the unfortunate couple. Wu Fei turned his head away and dared not watch anymore. However, he did not stop Lin Kong's behavior, because these two people did not deserve sympathy. Chapter 150 Mirongjing. The past. If your family members were arrested for horrific human experiments, what would you do when you caught the culprit? Of course, you would tear them into pieces. Therefore, Wu Fei understood very well and supported Lin Kong's torture of Mirongjing and Lin Qingfeng. As the cruel torture began to be implemented, the screams in the freezer never stopped. Of course, Lin Qingfeng was the loudest. He had almost no loyalty to the so-called president, so he wailed and persuaded Mirongjing, Jingjing, didn't you say you like me? Hurry up and tell him where the president's laboratory is built. It hurts. Just, even if it's for me, please, Jingjing, tell me. My flesh, it hurts so much. On the other hand, Mirongjing's silver teeth were almost broken, but she only hummed softly when she was tortured. Her pretty face was as pale as paper, and beads of sweat rolled down. Don't say it. You must not say it. I will never betray the great president. Her eyes were full of determination. However, when Mirongjing heard Lin Qingfeng's wailing, her determined eyes revealed a vivid pain. When Lin Qingfeng pleaded with Mirongjing, her eyes, which were determined but mixed with pain, showed a struggle. However, if I don't say it, Qingfeng will not be able to bear it. Qingfeng is such a hard-working and good man. I can't let him get hurt. I hope he can live well. Thinking of this, Mirongjing said to Lin Kong, Hey, please let him go. He doesn't know anything. If you want to torture me, just come at me alone. When she spoke, she became trembling because of the severe pain in her body. As long as you tell me the location of the laboratory, I will release you two immediately and promise not to let anyone hurt you. Seeing Mirongjing's hesitation, Lin Kong promised seriously. Moreover, he put away the blood-stained stapler in his hand. To be honest, his stomach was churning and he wanted to vomit. His head was also a little dizzy. Sure enough, the job of torturing humans was not suitable for him. Hearing that Lin Kong insisted on telling the location of the laboratory, the loyal Mirongjing shook her head. She put down her pride and pleaded with Lin Kong, I can't betray the great president, but I can beg you, I beg you, please let Qingfeng go. Before Mirongjing finished speaking, Lin Kong's face changed. He only wanted to find the location of the laboratory so that he could rescue his mother. He didn't care about other things. Turning around, Lin Kong called Zi Wang over, and then stuffed the stapler into the latter's hand. Hey, help me torture them. I'll go see my Tyrannosaurus Rex. Okay, brother Lin Kong, I will definitely do it for you. Zi Wang was stunned for a moment, and then a hideous smile appeared on his face. Lin Kong left the stage, and Zi Wang took over. The screams of the two people on the pillar continued. Lin Qingfeng begged Lin Kong for mercy with tears streaming down his face, and then persuaded Mirongjing next to him to tell Lin Kong the location of the laboratory. Mirongjing gritted her teeth, and her face showed reluctance to Lin Qingfeng, and then an unusually firm expression. On one side, there is the man she loves deeply. On the other side, there is the savior she worships and fears. In the end, which side should I choose? Of course, if Lin Kong were to make a choice, Lin Kong would definitely choose all. Unfortunately, Mirongjing is not Lin Kong. She can only choose one. Should she choose Lin Qingfeng, or the great president? Should she choose her lover, or her idol? Should she choose love in the end times, but choose faith in the end times? Should she sacrifice her big family to protect her small family, or sacrifice her small family to save the world? This is really a very difficult question to choose. Mirongjing was struggling in her heart, and her face was changing. She was not afraid of the torture inflicted on her body. She was not afraid of the pain, but she could not stand Lin Kong's screams, and she could not bear the torture of her lover. The original text is available at Liu number 9 at book/bar. Mental entanglement, physical pain. Under the double torture, Mirongjing tilted her head and fainted, and her thoughts, along with the fainting, instantly returned to a day half a month ago. That day was also the morning of the autumn breeze. That day was the first day she walked into the abyss and turned into a demon. That day, she had just awakened her superpower, ravaged. The sun in the morning of that day had not yet climbed out of the valley, and Mirongjing had never met the president. Buzz buzz buzz. Mirongjing, a female nurse, was on the top floor of the hospital building, holding a scalpel and constantly practicing her newly awakened ravaged blade. The scalpel turned golden for a while, and then returned to its original state. It can actually change color. It looks so golden. Wow, it's so beautiful. Mirongjing stared at the slender scalpel bathed in golden light, her eyes full of excitement, holding the scalpel blessed with the ravaged blade. She cut across the wooden door. Swish, as if cutting a thin piece of paper, the scalpel cut the wooden door in two at once. The broken part of the wooden door fell to the ground with a clang. The huge sound woke up the sleeping female colleague. The female colleague turned over in bed with a mess of hair. She cursed unhappily. Mirongjing, what are you doing? It's early in the morning, and you still want me to sleep? Sorry. Mirongjing stuck out her tongue and said apologetically. Seeing her good attitude, the female colleague frowned, buried her messy head in the quilt, and continued to sleep in. After the female colleague fell asleep, Mirongjing quietly slipped onto the rooftop. As she walked, she waved the operating table in her hand, slashing in the air. Finally, I also have superpowers. Hee, my superpowers are really amazing. A few days ago, Mirongjing had not yet evolved into a new human. Therefore, she was very envious of her female colleague who was a new human. But now, she finally awakened her aura and became a member of the new human. The female colleague's superpower is fire-breathing feet, which is actually a skill that can fly. When Mirongjing saw it, her saliva almost flowed down. Although Mirongjing's ravaged blade is not as good as the S-level fire-breathing feet, she is still quite excited and happy. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.